across the UK, on DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
Hello, good morning, happy weekend. Oh wow, hot, is it not? Honestly, you know, you wake up in the morning, I was walking to the tube and I was kind of anticipating it having a nice gentle spring-like start to peak at about, 1,000 degrees Celsius somewhere at midday. Nope, in London, I walked out of the apartment building and it was like walking, when you get off an aeroplane and the wall of heat hits you, it was like that. And I'm not complaining because I love it. And no, I'm not planning to, make sure old ladies aren't dying and things like that. It's so ridiculous. Yes, it's nice. Let's go out and enjoy it. Actually, no. You stay and listen to me or take me with you because I'm in a very air-conditioned studio. So why don't you go and sit and have your breakfast in the garden because you deserve it. And I will chunter away in the background entertaining you with news and views and clues to my quiz. And the wonderful Peter Barnes, who's always here every Saturday. Hi, love.
Hi, Alex. How's it going?
I'm very well. How are you?
Can I just say that I am complaining? I'm from the north of England. It's too hot.
I'm complaining now because that air conditioning.
Oh no, I'm loving this. This is the only reason I'm here. I say this very honestly. The air conditioning.
The game of air conditioning is honestly, it's like a presenter thing.
Honestly.
And out of spite yesterday, out of sheer spite, I did my hand over Ian Collins, and he made a joke, and I can't what it was. He was being a bit like naughty, and I was like, oh, all right then. And I walked out and I just put the heating on. And it was all like wired in. I was like, yeah, enjoy that, sweaty pants.
Yeah, people forget how wired we actually are. We can't.
You sit here and it's like, I always forget that blimmin' button. As soon as I walk in, I should be like, whoop, turn it up because now I'm shivering.
No, this is perfect.
Oh. Well, there we go.
There we go.
As long as you're nice and warm in your suit jacket.
Yes.
And your Andy Burnham T-shirt.
I know.
Did you go to like the sort of Labour Party Lord Alley school of fashion
basically,
today?
because I felt like I was the only person not invited to a party, so
Oh, it's all kicking off, isn't it?
It really is.
I think it's all going to kick off in the Middle East again.
It is, interestingly. Also, Marco Rubio is in India, which has gone wrong. Yes, he has. Yeah, he's gone there to visit the place where Mother Teresa was born, and also to have some very high-level meetings because no one's paying attention to India.
Why would you? Why?
Because for a regional security player, and also they're branching out into the South China Sea, and they're doing all that near Chagos. They're building their own Chagos kind of Diego Garcia.
They're building their own Chagos.
No, their own Diego Garcia. They're building their own
they've got an island to build, or are they making one?
They're building it as we speak.
Because the Chinese actually make islands,
I know,
which is like next level.
I think it's
we can't even build HS2. The Chinese are like, watch us actually make islands.
It's funny about HS2. I
can't.
In Chinese universities, they study HS2 as to how not to do.
Do they actually?
Yeah, they actually do. It is one of the genuine courses in civil engineering.
Do you know what is so wild about all of this? My HS2 sort of rants are becoming so honed, so perfected, because I've had long enough to practice
That's
them.
True.
But I mean, now the latest factoid is the £100 billion you could send a rocket to space and back for cheap. But that's a nice one. I care for that.
Yeah.
But basically, since HS2 was first proposed in the mid-90s, the Chinese have built an entire network across the entirety of China of high-speed trains, thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of kilometres in total. We got 9.
No.
Also, back then, there was no social media. The internet, it was basically people still using Encarta to try and, do their homework. Yeah. And then since that's happened, it's like, well, it'd be great because, people will be able to commute to London for work or commute to Manchester. We've got Zoom now.
We've got Zoom, yeah.
We've got Zoom.
Zoom did kind of ruin HS2.
The point of it. It's like, it's done now. It's gone. Forget it.
Yeah.
And so when is it now supposed to, 2050 or something?
Something ridiculous.
It's like, there'll be flying cars by then.
I know.
What are you doing?
Ironically, it won't be ready by 2050. And it'll be somehow an extra 100 billion.
I can't. I hate it so much. Yeah. It's like when you start reading a book and you get about a third of the way through and you're like, oh, I'm not really enjoying this.
I know
but
exactly
I'll carry on a bit more. You get to about halfway and you sort of stop picking up the book. Yeah. It sits there on your bedside table.
You start looking at the other books on the shelf, thinking,
wanting them longingly. And you feel guilt with them because that's sort of like semi-thumbed tone on the bedside table, and you're like, oh, do I have to read it?
Yeah.
Well, I've started it. Oh God! And then, like, you know, about 6 months pass, and you stopped reading altogether because this book has become the book block.
Yeah. You'd rather not read than ever read that one again.
I know. And yet you feel like because you started it, you've got to keep going. And that to me is what HS2 is. It's like the one infrastructure block to all infrastructure.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Sisyphean task, isn't it? That by the time you get the boulder up the top, it rolls back down again, and you do it again and again and again. That is HS2 for the British state. I mean, it's never going to be done. It's never going to be done.
I
like that, but I love the fact that it's not going to be done in a weird way.
Let's play the game. How much have we already spent on HS2?
Oh, God.
I mean, I don't know.
Like, altogether.
I just get a random number calculator.
Yeah.
You know, pick a...
just pick any number sequence and
pick something in tens of billions and we'll probably be, you know...
nowhere near.
But then I want to know how much faith? 46 billion.
We've not even got any track.
We don't have any.
We don't have any.
We've got nothing.
I know.
I want to play the HS2 calculator. Folks, at home, play HS2 calculator. Because we love a game, don't we, Pete?
Yes, we do.
So I want to know, get out your HS2 calculator. And with 46 billion, I want you to tell me how many hospitals we could have built. I want to know how many deportation centres, how many prisons.
Prisons,
working out how much a prisoner costs, you know, per year, how many more prison spaces.
Well, that's about 50k, isn't it, per prisoner per year?
I can't do maths at all, but that's a lot of prisoners.
That's a lot of prisoners.
Is that like a million?
I don't.
My
maths is worse than yours.
I just can't.
I don't work at the Treasury.
I get panicked when I have to do it, like live calculations in my head. I'm like, no, can't do it. But no, get out your HS2 calculators, will you? And just bombard us all with how farcical this project is. Tell me your best HS2 memory. Give us your best HS2 facts. 03444 991 is the number to call if you want to speak to us. We like that. You can also leave us a voice note or send us a WhatsApp message on 03444 991 If you'd rather send a text, it's 87222. Write the word talk before you text. Got some messages coming in already. Jane in Perthshire wants me to tell you something.
Oh, here we go.
Did I say Jane in Perthshire? I mean Andrew in Perthshire.
Oh, right, okay.
Jane's somewhere else.
Yeah.
Please tell Mr. Barnes that Mother Teresa was born in Albania.
Oh. She was yeah. Is it where she died then?
Well, yeah, because she did
Marco Rubio has gone to somewhere.
She did all the do-gooding.
Let me have a look, because I read the article on the way here.
Isn't it like some Mother Teresa sort of scandal stories?
Yeah. Christopher Hitchens always had this mad thing about her, saying that basically if she was on fire, he wouldn't spit, it was a waste of spit. Because he really didn't like the woman. Because apparently she was, like, not as saintly as was made out to be.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Tell us your favourite Mother Teresa.
I was waiting for that.
And Clive in Worcester says, at last, it's Saturday, 10 a.m, the best show of the week.
Oh,
that's right.
That's nice.
That's right, correct. Well done. We've got a little award trophy. It's not here. No, we don't. It's this magic fork.
This magic.
Morning, Alex and Pete. Alex, you look like a beautiful country garden. Why, thank you. Pete looks cold. Well, you know,
Pete is very much the opposite.
Let's get on with news, shall we? If it was Ted by now, he'd be like, Alex, get on.
Oh, yeah.
Get to the news.
Yeah. That's why you're here.
Thankfully, we've got Ted's lovely other half instead. She's so much kinder.
So much kinder.
Right, here we go. Let's talk about Makerfield. Greater Wigan.
Yes, the Greater Wigan.
The Greater Wigan by-election.
It's still so entertaining to watch people try to find Makerfield on a map. It's not a real place. It's a constituency name. And you see all these kind of other commentators and journalists saying, oh, in Makerfield. I'm like, you don't even know what that is. So
I accidentally called it Make-A-Wish the other day.
My favourite was
that's different.
Kevin O'Sullivan called it Macclesfield. I was like, no, not quite.
Anyway,
we talked about the bubble.
First of all, let's do a little cosy little chit chat. What we anticipate. We've got to be careful, haven't we? Score the rules.
Yes. Yeah. Well, now I liked what you said. The reading of the list, where you said to Kevin yesterday.
The list. We're not list time yet.
No,
I don't know. We're not in that moment where
it's like a will. List. You have to go to the reading of the will.
There's like a sense that sometimes during a by-election, I long for it. I deliberately will say something or hope a guest says something so I can do the list.
Yeah.
Was it the last by-election? And which one was that?
Denton and Gorton.
Denton and Gorton. Yeah. That's it. Was it you and I who funked up that list quite a lot?
Yeah, we did a lot. But it was a long list of candidates, to be fair. This one's not so bad.
I want to know if Binface was there.
No, there is a Monster Raving Looney Party person, though.
Oh, is there?
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Love them.
I know.
Honestly, that is...
Who's funding them?
What is more English than the Monster Raving Loony Party?
Watching Americans watch British, like, when they do the results, you see, like, you've got Theresa May, Count Binface, and like...
Count Binface is normally dressed like a bin.
Yeah, literally. And there's always somebody with a weird hat. I love the British. Always a weird
badges
hat.
on hat.
Yeah.
Badges on hat is the first sign of...
Yeah. Have a word.
Britishness. Anyway,
yes.
So I was looking through reports, and at the moment, if you look at sort of, I don't know, the Telegraph have got some sort of predictive worm. I don't know what it's based on, but they, it looks, according to the predictive worm right now, that Burnham is in the forefront, maybe. I don't know. But it's a very interesting...
It's a fascinating race, because this is literally, it's do or die for so many parties, and it is what the next general election is going to look like.
It's so do or die.
It really
it's basically, so the way I see it, if Burnham gets it, that's it, Starmer gone, Burnham in, da-da.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, I don't know what happens then. Because Rayna's blown up. She's been plotting, like, rigging elections with a kitchen or something. Allegedly.
Yeah.
People have been arrested on the premise of messing about with creating fake candidates. And it was supposedly, reportedly, allegedly, various discussions took place in her kitchen. She knows nothing.
Well, don't forget, she went to a curry night and everybody forgot she was there in Durham.
Oh, yeah. Angela Rayna's like some sort of magic Men in Black, like, mind-erasing stick. Maybe that's why she's so dead, allegedly. But I think that's sort of slightly blown her up.
To be fair, I think the tax situation and having to pay £40,000, I think that blew her chances clean out of the water a long time ago. I've always said that she's somewhat of a spent force, really.
So she's basically gone. I feel like Wes Streeting's gone anyway. He's just gonned himself.
Well, interestingly, I think we'll talk about it later on. He had a meeting with Ed Miliband.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, he's the one behind doing all this, isn't he?
He's kingmaker. He's kingmaker, and he's realised that, like, he doesn't want to be leader. He gets to be the person who makes the leader. That is the significantly more powerful job at the moment, and he's very much enjoying it, and the country's suffering for it. But yeah, I genuinely don't know whether Starmer just goes because clearly, he should, which he's probably not going to, or whether he clings on, or... Yeah, I genuinely, in the Labour Party, don't know how they're going to work this out.
No, it's really mad.
Which is why all these secret meetings...
So it's like, what goes on?
Yeah, so Streeting meeting with Miliband tells us they don't think that this is a lock. They wouldn't have that meeting. Streeting also came out and said that he would step down if Burnham won. So, yeah.
Step down from what?
Step down from running in the leadership. So,
right. Oh, it's so confusing.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Compliance alarm.
Oh, there we go.
Compliance alarm. Labour Party statement. I like that.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I think basically from now on, Tech Up, whenever I've got to read a statement, Faith should just elbow you in the ribs and you can play the compliance alarm. Well, we like keeping Ofcom happy, but especially Compliance Claire, because she's wonderful.
Yes.
Right, a Labour Party spokesman said this is on the basis of Angela Rayna's kitchen... goings on. No evidence. Labour's kitchen nightmares. No evidence has been presented of any Labour Party involvement in these allegations. We categorically reject any suggestion that the party was involved. The local Labour team is focused on what really matters: delivering for residents and protecting services, not playing political games. We're unable to provide any further comment while police inquiries are underway. There we go.
You read that with a straight face.
Very.
Yeah.
I kind of want to sort of do a commentary over it, pick it line by line, but I think that the compliance alarm would go off again if I did that.
Yeah. But you'd spend the next 4 hours just reading it out again and again.
Paul in Belfast says £45 billion would just about fund 2 pairs of Hoka trainers for each illegal migrant per year. What, so they can run home? Yeah. HS2 should have been maglev on high-level platforms, ultra-fast, quiet and green, low maintenance, low impact on the countryside, and way cheaper.
Yes, that's true, actually.
Maglev, but Maglev was in Shanghai when I was there in...
Yeah, they've had it for donkey's years.
When did I live there?
I don't know. Again, you keep asking me questions about your life, and we've only known each other just less than a year.
You're not paying enough attention. 2006 I lived in China, and the Maglev was there. But, back then... HS2 was still about, £20 billion of consultancy fees.
Yeah, I've got to say.
And great crested newts.
Yeah,
gotta love those.
Oh, those
Have you ever seen a great crested newt? Because we seem to have done an awful lot in their, interest, and they don't seem to give much back.
They've cost an awful lot of money, and we've got nothing back.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's a terrible
I'm like,
investment.
just go extinct at this point. No one's seen you anyway.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So, but let's talk about Andy Burnham, because I don't understand this, and I feel that you will.
Yeah.
So explain it to me like I'm a moron. Which is, he's called for a land value levy to replace regressive council tax. So this has just been written everywhere. So I was reading all these reports, and I'm like, okay, he wants a land value levy. Okay, the council tax, it's with land more valuable, less valuable. I don't get it.
No, neither does anybody else. This is half of the problem.
Like how? So I understand a little bit more about council tax being connected to the value of your house.
Yes.
Because everyone knows what the value of your house is. You can go on Zoopla, and if suddenly your area and then council's tax is set by councils depending on their need and their spend and all that. That to me, because I'm used to it, is a metric I can fathom. When they go around going right, but the actual land, I'm like, how do they do that? Do they have a special clicking machine
Yeah.
Oh, your land's worth more than this bit. I don't understand.
Yeah, I think it's the potential development on it, and the value of it if something else was built there. If something was built at that moment, would it be worth more?
Convoluted.
Yes, it kind of is. And this is literally Andy Burnham's major problem in this by-election, is he's got to run from the left whilst running from the right to win the by-election. He's got to run from the left to win the Labour Party leadership and run from the right to win the by-election.
It's brilliant.
It's entertaining to watch this man walk a tightrope.
I know.
And actually do it rather skillfully at the moment because no one's put him under any pressure. But this one is nonsense. Also, he wants to scrap inheritance tax and bring in a kind of levy on all estates. So it's basically the same thing. It's nonsense.
What?
So
scrapping inheritance tax and a levy on all estates again?
Yeah.
That's confused my poor little Saturday morning brain.
Yes, and it confused my Monday morning brain when it was announced. It's just, again, he's just got to announce things because he's got to sound different enough from Starmer because that's what he's running on.
So it's got to be something that's going to be better, but no one can explain it.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because one of the Labour Party people said it's got to be better than we have been in government. And I mean, that's not a difficult thing. Tie your shoelaces like you've done better.
I love the fact as well. Here we go. Andy Burnham says UK net migration needs to fall further. Well, guess what? If it's all about the net migration, not the gross migration, pretty sure 2 more years of the Labour government will see even more people flee for the hills, and so your dream will come true.
Yeah.
I mean, those migration figures that came out the other day, what are we in gross now? Like 700 million, no, 700,000 people have come in, something like that.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah, those are very misleading statistics if you don't read beyond the headline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So net migration has fallen to 1 person. What? Just 1 person came in? No,
No.
1 million came in, but 999,000
Yeah.
British people have fled.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're working with. So I wasn't exactly riven with joy to learn that half of the developing world has decided to move to Britain, and most of our British workers, the young workforce, have gone.
Yes. Although it doesn't surprise me because everybody warned this was going to happen and they did it. They brought in all these taxes, did all this stuff, and it happened and they were like, well, we had no idea. And I'm like, everybody who understands an ounce of economics and migration figures has been screaming this at you since they came into office. And this is literally the situation we're in. It is infuriating.
When we become a minority in our own country, are we going to get all the perks of DEI?
No,
you know,
don't be silly.
Is it going to be like, oh, well, this job's only available for white people?
Yeah, it's like being a gay man now. It doesn't mean anything. You're not special enough.
Oh, you're gone.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You're low now. You've got to start wearing a dress to feel the love.
Yeah, because I also love how you look at these migration things. Andy Burnham has also said that Shabana Mahmood is correct in the broad thrust of things, which I think is an interesting phraseology. But don't forget, Angela Rayner wanted her sacked because she was un-British. All these things, and now he's again having to play both sides of the fence, and it is very entertaining.
I always love the game with the Labour Party. It started off with what is a woman, then it became what's a working person. Now it's what is British.
Yeah.
And
we've asked the worst people to answer that question.
I'm like, by the way, here's a hint. I'm all 3.
Yeah.
I'm a woman, I'm working, and I'm British.
Yeah.
Hey.
I can't help but notice that you've had the trans guidance, you've had these migration figures, you've then had what was the other one that I saw? That literally all these kind of big announcements of things have come right at the time that Andy Burnham is trying to run against Keir Starmer. I'm starting to think Number 10 might be releasing things to deliberately rather unsettle Andy's campaign because they can't come out against it.
No.
I'm starting
definitely.
Bridget Phillips had sat on that trans guidance stuff. Well, trans guidance I'm sure we'll get into that, but you know, it's convenient it's come out this week,
isn't it? Now, hasn't it?
I mean,
and plus all this is being leaked out that we're going to rejoin the EU single
that's
market.
the other one.
And it's all sort of, they're like throwing everything into
Andy
the mix,
Burnham,
aren't they?
pick a lane. for once on Brexit, and it's just convenient that this is all. Yeah, call me a bit of a Westminster skeptic, but I know how that. I know how that
Oh,
works.
you know the game.
I know the game.
Yeah, don't hate the
player, hate the game.
Hate the whatever.
No, I can just hate everybody.
Talking about hating, King of the North.
Oh,
first quiz question. Oh, sorry, we didn't.
There you go. Attention bed.
Attention bed. King of the North. Andy
Please
Burnham.
don't do a northern accent.
I don't. I shouldn't do that. No. I don't know what it sounded like. Is vying to be our Prime Minister. I want to know, what was his career before he went into politics? That's a thinker, isn't it? All right. Answer coming up just after this.
Welcome to Down the Local, the show that goes from pub to pub across the country, speaking to the punters about the subjects driving us all nuts at the moment.
That's Rachel Reeves, Rachel Thieves, Rachel McCown.
I don't really know Meghan Markle. I know Meghan Markle's from Suits, that's about it.
I don't know about anyone else, and I don't know where this is going. I have 0% beers, and I feel
raising the flag, I think, is symptomatic of its desperation.
Is public transport good value for money?
No, it isn't.
You really don't like speaking to people.
I've got some breaking news here. The Crowborough Army Training Camp could hold male asylum seekers all the way until 2030.
Good.
After the Home Office claimed it would only be for 12 months. Not much ambition involved in that, is there, in terms of solving the migrant crisis?
Absolutely, and the way that the Labour government gaslit the public when the migrants were first...
Across the UK, on DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
Morning, welcome to the best show on radio. Barnsley and Phillips.
I forgot that.
I forgot about that.
I love that. Oh,
Yes.
do it again. Do it again. Do it again. I love it.
Alex Phillips, Talk Radio, a clever woman on a common sense show. Beep.
Morning, welcome to the best show on radio. Barnsley and Phillips.
I love it.
Yeah.
I just honestly made a little tear of joy.
Tear in your eye.
Tear of joy.
Are you that short of compliments in life?
Yeah, pretty much. There you go. You know what to do.
Yeah.
Your favourite HS2 calculations, and also more of those.
Yeah.
We want sort of loads of them to play all the time. More voice notes.
Yeah.
Tech Cop's like nodding enthusiastically. He loves things like this. We like to make Tech Cop happy. Yeah.
It's always getting paid.
It seems that cash noise.
Cash noise,
Like,
yeah.
it's like Tech Cop's making extra money on the side. He gets overtime for these things. But anyway,
Tension
bed. King of the North, Andy Burnham, is vying to be our Prime Minister. What I want to know is, what was his career before going into politics?
I didn't think he had one.
He didn't!
I was going to say, I didn't think he had one.
That's it.
Yeah.
He just went into politics.
Yeah, he was...
Joined the Labour Party at the age of
worked for Tessa
16 and went
Jowell.
to work for them.
Yeah, he worked as a researcher for Tessa Jowell, and I think that'll do it. And yeah, I just always presumed that he went straight into...
Literally knows nothing else.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Oh, how miserable.
What a terrible, tragic existence. Yeah. Right, let us talk about the economy.
Oh.
Because it ain't good.
No. That end of segment.
So, apparently our debt servicing now exceeds £100 billion annually. The interest bill.
Oh, have you just seen the number?
For April alone. This is the interest we're paying, not even the debt. We're not even paying down the debt. We're just paying interest on the debt. £10.3 billion.
Yes.
I just don't even know where to begin with this. Official figures from the Office for National Statistics showed the borrowing bill increased to £24.3 billion in April, above £20.9 billion forecast by the Office for Budget Responsibility. So the OBR, which the Labour Party love, apparently, and do everything according to the OBR, said, right, we're going to be borrowing £20.9 billion. We've exceeded that by almost £4 billion, by a measure of about 25%. How long until we're living in...
We're already in what you think we're living in, what we've got to look forward to. This is the thing that a lot of people haven't really understood, is that no matter who is coming into power next, has to tackle this problem first.
Well, I think it should build HS2 first. Get that. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, if we do not bring down the debt numbers and the economy and get this actually under control, and it's not just welfare, it is spending everywhere, and make these... It's going to make the austerity years look like the pleasant time. The level of cuts that we're going to have.
Do you know how much we spent on benefits last month?
It's about 2.7 billion, something like that. No? That's when it went up. It rose by 2.7.
It went up by 2.7 billion.
It's about 101.
No. We spent about 30 billion quid for people to not work.
Why in my head did I go, is that it? But yeah, this is also the really big point, is that we hyper-focus on the... Go on.
Do you know what it is a year?
No. 348 billion a year?
326. I think your maths is better than you profess.
Yes. No, I've been talking about this for most of the day. Well, not today, but most of the week. Because, we don't talk about the economy in the way we should talk about the economy.
And why is it that, all we keep hearing is Liz Truss crashed the economy, and that just no one out there is going like, oh my God, Rachel Reeves, you're a nightmare. Well, we are, obviously.
Yeah, we are. Basically, it's because it's to make the Conservatives look uncredible on the economy, because that's the only thing they've got that keeps them alive. So it's to consistently say, we're not that bad, they were worse.
Do you know who I miss?
Here we go.
I miss Rishi Sunak. I'm not going to lie.
I always said you'd all come back. How's that message sending going for you all?
Yeah.
Because the economy was going
up. He wasn't bad, really, was he, Rishi?
Jeremy Hunt, all is forgiven.
Yeah.
Not all, but most.
I mean,
Yeah, not all of it. Let's not go mental, but... Yeah.
Can we not have cataclysmic disaster,
It's
please?
Almost like having somebody who worked for Goldman Sachs in charge of the economy. Not necessarily a bad idea.
Not a terrible thing.
Not a terrible thing. Compared to the woman from
Rachel from Complaints. But don't worry, because they've got cunning plans.
Oh.
Now, this is how mad the Labour Party are, how audacious they are. Which is, on one hand, they do this big announcement. We're going to... Hold on. Rachel Reeves. We're going to be taking money off the cost of going to a soft play area by cutting VAT on summer trips in the UK.
Oh.
It's like, okay, so we're going to send
that was point perfect, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
We love our country. I love our country. The way that she shouted at that petrol station the other day. I love our country. I love our country. This is like,
the country don't love you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You are the great crested Newton, miss. But, see, this blimmin' announcement of, you get a quid off going to London Zoo. You get a £5 off a ticket to Alton Towers or something. It's that's great.
Yeah.
So I'm in Scotland and I want to go for a week with my family to London Zoo and I'm going to save, £5. No, apparently not, because at the same time they're going to be taxing holidays in the UK.
Of course.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
I feel like they're taking away a bit more than giveth.
I know, but it's just... none of this makes sense to me. It's like if you're going to say we're going to cut VAT on prices to do stuff, but we're going to whack another tax on the price of being in the place where the stuff is... Well, then no one's just going to go to the stuff, are they?
No, but it is literally to encourage you to go there, and I think they were rather hoping people wouldn't read the next bit. Do you know when they announced this stuff?
Now, we've all gone to Whipsnade. Where is that?
I don't know.
No, I don't know either. So we've all gone to visit Whipsnade Zoo, and we're staying in wherever that is. And we're great. We're happy because, Whipsnade Zoo, we're not being charged VAT on that.
Yeah.
But then it turns out when we go and stay at, the hotel next to Whipsnade, that we're going to be taxed a percentage of the cost of the hotel, which, let's be fair, a cost, if you're taking VAT from 20% to 5% at Alton Towers for a ticket to Alton Towers, but then you're putting a tax on your hotel room, which costs more? The ticket to Alton Towers or the hotel room?
Well, don't forget, some people are getting cheaper if you're on...
if you came over in a dinghy, your hotel's free.
No, that, and also if you're on PIP and all that kind of benefits and all, you get cheaper entry into this stuff anyway.
It's just mad. It's like, you know, if you're going...
Yes,
I can't
it is infuriating because what it is the Labour Party admitting that they don't know how to get this under control, because what they did in terms of just splashing money everywhere and thinking that you just invest in the public sector, that you will generate wealth, has just decimated the British economy in the worst state that it already is.
They still talk about what we need is a strategy for growth. I'm like, you said that 2 years ago. Where is it?
They said that 3 years ago when they were in the general election.
Because this doesn't look like growth to me.
No.
Oh, it's madness. Alan Milburn, he's back.
Oh, wonderful.
little bonus question. What was Alan Milburn before he went into politics?
Oh, I don't know.
I have a feeling he was a postman, but I might be inventing
that was Alan Johnson.
Oh, wrong Alan.
Yeah, because I always thought he should have been prime. Everybody did.
Everyone liked him.
He was very left-wing, though.
Why are they bringing back Gordon Brown and
because it's the same way they brought David Cameron back.
Why don't they bring back that one? Because everyone likes him.
Yeah, but he was very left-wing, Alan Johnson.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, he was nice. He was nice. He was a postman. Yeah. But no, they do it the same way the Tories brought Cameron back. Is because the party is collapsing and they need something to prop it up.
I know, it's hilarious, isn't it? They've got, 400 odd MPs and no one's good enough to do any of the jobs. It's like, should have had a better selection process. So Alan Milburn, I can't picture him.
I'm struggling.
I know the name, but his face is
also,
just
Alan Milburn sounds like a football manager.
I know. Alan's our football. It's a footballing name, isn't it,
It is
Alan?
a footballing name.
You don't get many Alans outside of the world of football.
No.
Really?
You don't get many Alans.
Oh, Alan Sugar.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
I think it's Alan Carr. Well, yeah.
Well, that's true, but we're now disproving our Alan theory.
Yes, we are.
Because name Alan's connected to football. It's just Alan Shearer.
I cannot make a connection. His dad was manager of Northampton Football Club.
Who?
Alan Carr.
Oh.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
Good Alan Carr fact. Right. Now, Alan Milburn has warned of economic ruin.
Warned of.
Because young people are rewired by phones. We're facing economic catastrophe as young adults are rewired by smartphones, becoming trapped in worklessness. Landmark reports into why 1 million young people are off work, says businesses must adapt to this anxious generation by offering greater flexibility and mental health support. How about no?
See, I'm on Alan Milburn's side on this. You raise these kids this way. We now know how bad social media is, bad phones are, all this kind of stuff. You can't blame a generation that were raised in this stuff
with that, actually. But
how
I don't think the cure is going, well, we better allow them to continue being mental.
Yes, I don't
Let them
agree
keep having their phones and not go to work because, you know, they need their phones now. No, if the problem is diagnosed as a load of kids sitting there and just sort of doom scrolling or doing likey thumbs on Instagram, I don't know what they do. I'm not really... I've sort of come off it all.
Yeah.
I've gone back onto X gradually, but otherwise I've sort of basically given up on a lot of it. Then they should too.
Yes, don't get me wrong. It's a give and take, but this idea that kids just need to sort themselves out. You raise them this way, and also you then trap them inside for 3 years.
What would you do?
Oh, don't ask me that question on the radio. No, realistically, I'd just rather start with you have to expand working from home.
So you would pander to the sad kids?
You'd have to find a strategy to kind of wean them back in, but actually being able to answer the phone.
Isn't it easier to not give them any benefits if they're not don't enable it?
Yeah, you don't enable it, but
soon all of a sudden when they can't pay their phone bills.
But then you've also got the secondary problem is that we've got a youth unemployment rate of 16%. So there's these kids are not only rewired not to do the jobs, there are no jobs for them to do. I think that is. I think we fixed that problem before we fixed this one.
Since AI's coming, we may as well just continue as we are.
Yeah, but I do think that this is kind of putting the cart before the horse situation, is that we've got to fix youth employment situations before we fix what jobs they can do. You know, we can't demand people behave better in a job when they're literally sat at home because there is no jobs for them to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a multifangled problem, isn't it?
Yes. But yes, this is also the part of the problem, is the economy is very, very complex and people keep looking for simple solutions to very complex problems, and they don't exist.
Here we go. Got some good messages here. So Andy Burnham Actually, he did have a job before politics. He starred in Thunderbirds. And he kept the eyebrows.
I said he looked like Brain from Thunderbirds.
Oh, Brain, do you think so?
I've always said that, actually, if it was Streeting versus Andy Burnham, it would be Kendall versus Thunderbird, and Captain Scarlet is Starmer.
And the Mekon is that James Murray, who's now Health Secretary. This is a whole new game.
Yeah, the whole new game.
Money spent on HS2 could be used to have a 24/7 police and fire station on Portland. Well, I think it could have 24/7 police and fire stations, not just on Portland, but basically every last.
Do you remember all those ones that they shut down? All the desks, all the police desks they shut down.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, and you wonder why crime is through the roof.
Oh, gosh, it's true. The last king of Northern England was a Viking ruler. I haven't read his name yet because his name's really good. When he was ambushed and killed at the Battle of Stainwell in Cumbria. I can't imagine there's going to be a headline saying Andy Burnham is king. Brilliant if he wins in Makerfield by-election, but I can see him being ambushed by his own party. So do you know what the last Northern English king was, the Viking ruler? Do you know what his name was? He had a good name.
I don't know, God.
Eric Bloodaxe.
Oh, I love the old names.
I love the old names.
Yeah.
Bring them back.
That's where Bluetooth comes from, isn't it? That was a Norse king.
Right.
Yeah.
Got a break. Face getting...
Tension bed.
Tension bed. Face getting strict now.
Oh.
Right. There's been an Ebola outbreak in the DRC. What I want to know is, where's it going to go next? 9 countries border the vast African nation. I'm asking you to name only 5.
Oh, only 5.
But for all 9, you get a bonus point. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 9 countries border the DRC. How many can you name at home? Play along. I'll give you the answer after this break.
Across the UK, on DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
Hi Alex, Helen in Knutsford here. I just wanted to leave you a voice message because I know you love them so much, and I wanted to sing you this. Alex Phillips on a Saturday on Talk. That's for you. Loads of love.
Amazing.
I especially like... That was amazing.
I hope she didn't fall down. And that was actually like a pain.
I think she did like a low air punch, like an 80s celebratory fist.
Yeah.
That was great. Tekop's busy clipping that one up, ready to throw that in the mix.
Alex Phillips on a Saturday on Talk.
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
I love that. That was, honestly, I'm touched. Right, now we've had a bit of a technical problem with the quiz.
Yes.
Which is where I Googled earlier, and I'm going to read out loud from the Googling of which countries border the DRC. It says right here, Democratic Republic of Congo shares land borders with 9 countries. And then it lists 8. We can't find the missing country.
I'm going to say, it's...
So, let's see if someone else can. OK, so what have you got?
Well, I went Uganda, Rwanda and South Sudan.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
So
I'm struggling as to where it actually is in Africa. My knowledge... because you lived in Africa.
You missed Little Congo, didn't you? Republic of Congo.
Is there a Little Congo?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to call it that, but yes.
Everyone calls it Little Congo. You've got Big Congo, Little Congo. Little Congo is the good one. Big Congo is the messy one.
It's the messy one. I thought it was the other way around. But
You've got Kinshasa Congo and...
Yeah. That's a wine, isn't it? Kinshasa.
I think that's the capital of Little Congo. Oh, I don't know. What you missed was Central African Republic.
See, I had a feeling. But the Central African...
I don't even know. What did that used to be? Well, that's like the artist formerly known as Chad? No, I don't know.
No, Chad's still there.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. And I did live in Africa. And it's
I was going to say you lived
so confusing. Burundi. Oh, everyone forgets Burundi.
Yeah.
Zambia. Angola.
Angola.
Oh, gets himself in a pickle, doesn't he, Angola, quite often. And Little Congo.
Oh, there you go.
Right, there you go.
My knowledge of where places are in Africa is
when the
not as
tourist
good
tax is imposed in the United Kingdom, you can't wait to go, can you? All of those places. That's what is on the menu.
I do know that South Sudan uses the pound. This is
currency.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's one of
their own.
I think it's their own, but it's one of 5 countries that use the pound.
Kenya is even more.
It's the shilling.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that.
And do you know when I lived in Kenya, do you know what I love the most? So everything is the Kenyan shilling, but they call it the bob, like we do. Oh, it's
like
bob.
A 10 bob.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's cute. I love that too.
Yes.
Now, talking about some of our good friends from Africa, this is a mad story, if ever you heard one. So he's not actually from Africa. He's got what appears to be a Nigerian name, Olabode Shoneregan. So he's actually from America.
Yes, this story is hilarious.
I don't understand this. So for some reason, he comes over from America and claims asylum. But you kind of, because he identifies as a black Jewish Mormon.
That bit I find hilarious and concerning as to how that got you asylum.
Also, we obviously we know about the great persecution of the black Jewish Mormons of America.
Yeah.
I mean, the news stories of
He says it. I still believe
the genocide of black Jewish Mormons in America is.
He says it right here. I still believe that there is discrimination and social hostility that exists within many societies, including the United States. And I guess the UK authorities determined that my circumstances did not qualify under asylum law. But this is a very confusing story.
But then this is his other thing where he's sort of identifying as a black Jewish Mormon. And he says, I would consider myself being Jewish because I'm still waiting for, like, the coming of the Messiah or whatever.
Or whatever.
Right. So you're still waiting for the coming of the Messiah, which Christians think was Jesus and Jews don't. And there is no, in my opinion, formal organised ecclesiastic community that I can block to other than the closely related Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints.
That's Mormons.
But yeah, I know. But Jesus was the Messiah. So if I'm still waiting for the Messiah, so I'm going to follow Jesus.
Yeah.
What?
I know. Yeah. Yeah, but it's also the fact that he tried to leave the country like once before, and we still can't deport the people that don't want to be here.
So he basically managed to claim asylum. No idea how he did this, given he's from America. But he's given all the usual, the platinum package, the hotel, all the rest of it.
Platinum package.
Then he decides he don't want to be here anymore, and he's missing his mum and dad. So he goes to the airport to try and leave, and they won't let him because they say you're not well enough to go back. Now he's trying to leave again. It's just written on it. I'm honestly just trying to get home safely. Put me on a plane already. I love Britain. I love the United States. I'm just not too fond of the people trying to detain me. Okay.
Yeah. The thing is, this story doesn't really tell you why he's wasn't fit to fly in the first place. Now,
mental health.
Right.
He's
okay.
waiting for the Messiah while following a Messiah. He's got ontological confusion.
But see, I could kind of understand it if it was that serious of a medical condition that he couldn't board a plane because the air pressure or whatever would do whatever. I could kind of understand that, but I don't see why he's being detained in the way that he is.
Is he? How is he being detained? Is he in some sort of... What, have we got a detention centre?
Well, don't tell them. Yeah, because he's been banned from self-deporting. So I presume that just means leaving.
So while he was awaiting deportation, he lived in a Holiday Inn near London Heathrow. 3 meals a day, access to an on-site GP in the hotel.
I'm going to say he gets access to a GP.
Yeah,
in a hotel.
In the hotel.
Yeah.
Right.
And you wonder
so this is the thing. I don't live in London anymore, and I have to come... When I come to London, sometimes I have to book a hotel for work, right? And it basically means I earn net zero. I basically do this show for free at this point.
Ed Miliband's thrilled, net zero.
When the tourist tax comes in, great, I'm going to be paying most of my salary on tax, and most of my stay in London on tax. And I'll go down the Travel Lodge Heathrow myself and claim to be a confused Jewish Mormon.
Well, you can't. It's full, probably, I imagine.
Yeah. But it's just this... It's so multi-stupid.
Yeah.
All of this. Then on top of the multi-stupidity of this, because that man just seems a bit wacky, he shouldn't have got any of that stuff. But I got very incensed because you've probably seen it online. If you haven't, then don't, because it will ruin your weekend. But one of our good friends from peace-loving Afghanistan, who we've been, cosseting and caring for, because Lord knows the turmoil he's fled in his homelands, has been wandering around West Yorkshire with a massive kitchen knife, smashing everything in Morrison's in Bradford, scaring everybody, saying he's mad with the king.
Oh, yeah.
Now, there it is. Can you see that video? Like, that's a waste of good wine.
That is what annoyed me the most.
I know. But also, I'm sorry, like, you look at that guy and you just think, if you are a refugee and you've fled to a safe country and you're given a hotel, you're given pocket money, you're given 3 meals a day, you're given a mobile phone, you've got TV, you've got all the things you purportedly came to have. Is that what you do? You wander around with a knife, smashing up local shops?
Yeah.
Same with the ones who came and landed in Britain. Again, migrants from Afghanistan. What do they do? Oh, they set up a grooming gang. Now, let's think. Does this sound like people who are, A, genuine refugees? So this is not the next quiz question.
No, I guess
we can throw a attention bet on it. A, genuine refugees, or does it sound like, I don't know, chancers, sex tourists and potential terrorists?
Yeah. Do you not feel culturally enriched?
Oh, I do.
Do you feel so
I mean,
enriched?
that should be part of the Olympic Games, going around Morrison's with a knife, smashing up wine bottles.
It's just...
I can't anymore.
That is the point. I'm so out of words now, after years of this,
so normalised.
to normalise it. And, you try not to, but... Again, I'm out of vocabulary to try to say how we were brandishing a knife, walking around Morrison's, terrorising people just by being the way that you are. Why are they here? Why? In what world is it of benefit to the United Kingdom and the people here and our economy and all the rest of it for them to be here?
And also, why do we feel we have to like these people and protect them? Let's talk about the BBC thing. I know everyone's spoken about it and we're jumping on sort of last-minute Larrys, but, we only get to hang out on a Saturday.
True.
But that BBC report where the snivelling man's like, I can't afford to be feeding my kids. I'm going to sell my daughters into sex slavery. And it's like, are we supposed to feel sorry for you?
Yeah.
He's selling his daughters to another relative to be like, I don't know, child brides or something. Why doesn't the other relative just give him money to help?
I have to admit, that did go across my name, and I wondered, why are they here?
Because culturally, they're just wonky.
Yeah, and then also, why is the BBC airing that? Like, why were they not given straight to the police? That tape just given to the police saying, this is happening, maybe do something.
It's so clueless and so tone deaf, the BBC. It beggars belief. I love the amount of backlash that story's got.
Yeah.
I really do.
Because, this is the point, isn't it? For a fact that they thought we're doing such serious and important journalism about how the plight of these people, and everyone went, what are you talking about?
Who sells their children? Like, come on now.
I've got to say, I don't know.
Moral value.
When it comes to the BBC, did you see the one that people are now finally aware that the new Director General, it might be captured by the trans lobby? I can't remember, but he's from Google. He's a former Google guy, and everyone was like, oh, what, the guy from Google's really woke. Who saw that coming?
Who knew? Right, by the way, we know the ninth country.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's Tanzania, but via Lake Tanganyika. So it's not a land border because the lake's in the middle. So that's why it, didn't make the final cut of the 8. Right.
Oh, tension bed.
The EU has reportedly rejected allowing the UK to rejoin the single market without free movement. Thank God. Thank God, I say, because Europe has record-level asylum seekers, who, of course, will all come here. What I want to know is how many asylum seekers were in Europe last year, 2025. How many asylum seekers in the EU?
I don't know that a number that's got that many zeros.
Well, it's less than 100 billion, which is the official HS2 number, but it's more than one. OK, answer coming up after this.
moved in.
Hello and welcome to Down the Local, the show that goes from pub to pub across the country, speaking to the punters about the subjects driving us all nuts at the moment.
That's Rachel Reeves, Rachel Thieves, Rachel McCown.
I don't really know Meghan Markle. I know Meghan Markle's from Sinks, that's about it.
I don't know about anyone else, and I don't know where this is going. I have 0% beers, and I feel
Raising the flag, I think, is symptomatic of its desperation.
Is public transport good value for money?
No, it isn't.
You really don't like speaking to people.
I've got some breaking news here. The Crowborough Army Training Camp could hold male asylum seekers all the way until 2030.
Good.
After the Home Office claimed it would only be for 12 months. Not much ambition involved in that, is there, in terms of solving the migrant crisis?
Absolutely, and the way that the Labour government gaslit the public when the
Across the UK. On DAB+. On YouTube. On your mobile. And on your side. This is Talk.
Tension bed. Right, I wanted to know how many asylum seekers there were in the EU.
I thought I'd run out of ink
2025.
with the amount of zeros I'd have to write. But I went for about 600,000.
That should be. I mean, that's how many were in blimmin' Spain, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Who have been given like 500,000, been given like amnesty in Spain, haven't they?
Yeah, they did, didn't they? I thought that would only count this year, though.
Last year it was 1.2 million.
1.2?
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't wait for more to come here and start stabbing bottles of wine in Morrison's.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I do find it interesting that they blocked us from being in the single market, though. And I don't think it was because of free movement.
Oh, what do you think?
I think it's because we're the sick man of Europe again. Our economy is in the toilet. Europe's economy is also further in the toilet. They're not going to want to compound the problem, are they? Take on all of our debt. I actually don't think it's about the free movement issue.
This morning, I could have lost my marbles.
Yes.
I haven't got many left. Because I was listening to the Today programme, because it's a good way when I'm sort of, putting on my slap and bit of radio.
I've told you not to do this.
I know, but I just think, at least with the BBC, as much as they drive me mad, they tend to sort of go bing, 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 biff, 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 through the news stories, and then you get a line from a politician and this, and so you've just got a bit of news data to start the day. Oh, how wrong I was.
Oh.
They had Miliband, didn't they?
Oh, that...
At the Hay Festival, which once upon a time, literature festivals used to be like poets and authors. Now it's washed up politicians and just woke people. Horrible.
Yeah. People that haven't showered.
Just like, yeah. Oh, no, I think it's people who probably have, like, rainforests, shower heads and 3 bathrooms.
Oh, you think it's those ones?
Oh, yeah.
It is the Hay Festival, so
yeah. That's posh, that is.
Yeah, that's
not Swampy Festival, that's Posh
fair.
Fest.
Fair.
Thank you, Rory, my darling heart.
Thank you.
I think your shirt is almost as good as my dress, actually.
Much today.
I know. Come and show everyone. That's lovely. Yeah.
Oh.
Come and show and tell. Look at this fine specimen. I like his headless. There he is. There he is.
Hey.
That's a beautiful thing. We look like a sort of walking advert for something.
From this side of the desk, you get a headache.
Anyway. So I was listening, it was David Miliband.
Yes.
And so they asked him for about 2 seconds about Ebola. And he was like, yeah, that's not good. Trump's fault.
Oh,
basically, because Trump, cut off funding to the UN or Medicare. And then they're like, oh, okay, then. So, can't wait to join the EU. What about you? And he's like, yes, isn't that great? Well, we've got to do this and we've got to do that and da-da-da. And then they threw back to Katya Adler, who may as well just wear one of those blue berets with the stars on, round the clock. And I was like, have I woken up in 2016?
Yeah.
Because they were just so gleefully going for it. And I'm like, nobody from the general public has said, can we do that again?
Yeah.
Nobody.
No one. But, yeah, my father always said, whenever you see Katya Adler running at you, run the other way. Because wherever she is, it's not something's bad is about to happen. He calls her one of the harbingers of doom.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, because she used to be one of the war correspondents, didn't she? So whenever
I just know her for being like...
Yeah, no, she was one of the war ones. So whenever she turned up, a war was about to break out, so leave.
I just remember her from the good old Brexit years as basically being the official spokesman of Brussels.
Basically, yeah, she was at one point. But no, they're all so gleeful about it. And I'm like, they've just said they don't want us.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
We don't want it either.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Jordan Bardella has said that if... I love him so. Like, he's like joint first on my celebrity crush list. But he's turned around and said if the UK try to come back into the EU, we're going to block them.
Yeah.
He said we're going to block them unless they have a referendum because we think the British people should have democracy.
Yeah.
We love you.
Isn't it sad that the British are now relying on a French president to secure our own democracy?
I know. How the tables
And then we had to
turned.
rely on the French Navy because we couldn't send one vessel to the Middle East.
I like the French.
Yeah, at
I've
the
always
moment.
liked the French.
Yeah.
I've always cared for them.
Yeah.
Let's talk quickly about Zach Polanski because now he's actually being formally investigated by the London Assembly Standards Commissioner over whether he paid his council tax. So this is something weird where he lived on a boat, didn't live on a boat, lives in a house share or...
commune.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good. Like, investigate him because he just walks around going... Like there's always he's always got a Heaven nightclub in his head, and everyone's like, "Isn't he wonderful?" And I'm like, "He's evil."
Yeah, it's the way that everybody lost their minds over Nigel Farage and this donation, and yet this guy seems to walk around thinking he can get away with anything. You want to talk about two-tier and double standards? That right there. You either investigate both, or you admit that there's a bigger problem. And it infuriates me that we're supposed to have these rules. They're supposed to apply to everybody, and yet people on the left seem to look the other way when their own side gets caught doing something wrong.
No, he lives in a lived in the narrow boat. Then he didn't live in a narrow boat. Now he's in some. It's just all weird.
I like what Kevin said. He said it makes me question the politics of Rory and Jim because they lived on a houseboat.
Oh, not our Rory with the shirt.
No.
I wouldn't question his politics.
The kids' cartoon. The kids' cartoon.
Rosie and Jim.
I was just going
like that. I like the fact you've turned them into a gay couple.
Well, they are.
Like, we've got to get this in quickly before the break.
Yeah.
Quick, tension bed. Go. 5 people were stabbed in Acton the other day. How many knife attacks in total were recorded in London last year alone? How many knife attacks in London last year alone? What a merry way to end the top hour. When you base a quiz on the news, it's not exactly happy.
True.
But anyway, we're here to keep you smiling nonetheless. We will see you with those answers just after this.
across the UK. On DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
Alex Phillips on a Saturday on Talk.
It's the
I know, it's so good.
in my head, I just imagine her falling down. I don't know why.
Or maybe she was on the sauce last night and she's still a bit drunk, and then all of a sudden, bam, a hangover hits.
I just imagine
she's
that
in her kitchen. She's like, ooh.
Yeah, like she slipped on a shoe or something. And
I love it. We love that. So
yes. Attention bed.
Right. 5 people were stabbed in Acton in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Normcore these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to know, why has it become normcore? Well, how many knife attacks in total were recorded in London last year? By the way, it's an estimate. The figures I read were in a range of...
Right.
But, so I sort of went straight down the middle and rounded it, up or down, depending, sort of, because it's in the middle.
Yeah, I went, I'll guess at, what, 27,000?
Oh, I like the fact that, because I thought the number was, like, big, but you went bigger.
I went, oh, right, okay.
14,000.
Oh, was that it? Well, is that it? No, but do you know what I mean? Like,
only just over 1,000 a month.
See, is this one of these things
How
where...
is that a day? Why are we doing this? Stop it.
We've already had this conversation. We don't do maths on a Saturday. But in my head, I feel that, is this why the police kind of say, oh, it was a knife-related incident, oh, it was an incident not involving... Do you know how they kind of play the statistics?
Well, I think there's secret stabbings.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what Peter Blexley
sort
always
of like the below the radar stabbings where someone's got stabbed up and they just like...
I watched Peter Blexley on...
because gangs.
Yeah, Peter Blexley was on the Daily Tea podcast, and he basically just ripped up the knife crime statistics and said the nonsense, because they don't include the ones that you've just said, that the people where they actually do get stabbed but they don't report it.
Yeah, there'll be a huge amount because of the retribution. You know, if you've got stabbed by that gang over there and you go down the Rosas, they're not exactly going to be, oh yeah, sorry, dear police, we did do that stabbing. Oh well, let's sleeping dogs lie. No, that creates the more stabbings.
Yeah.
But 14,000 recorded.
Wow.
So I think maybe probably as close as 27,000.
But still, that's
Still want to know how many that is a month. Do you know who's going to know? Do you know who I bet can do maths in his head because he's really clever?
Tech.
No, I wasn't thinking Tech Up, but Tech Up's going, no. Also,
I mean, he sat in front of a computer, so...
Also, because his surname is sort of fiduciary related, I feel like he should be able to do maths in his head. Otherwise, he's just gaslighting all of us.
Yeah.
Because it's James Price.
Yay.
Hello, James.
Hello there. What are these stats we're trying to work out?
I want to know your head maths.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, calculate this. 14,000 knife attacks were recorded in London last year. How many is that a month? How many is that a day?
It's about 1,166.
That is insane.
That's
okay,
insane.
what's that a day?
Oh, I can't. No, again, I've done all my quota of maths for the year. What's that? Well, you divide that by 30 again. Anyone at home can do that.
Well,
the answer is it's way 30. Too many.
Yeah, I know you have to divide it by 30. I just can't do that yet.
We've done more maths than the Treasury has done in 2 years. Put it that way.
About
300.
300 a day.
What? 300. Well, they're 300 a week, right?
238.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh, 38.3 a day. Like, how many is that per borough in London? No, we can't stop.
About one stabbing, right? There's about 38 boroughs or so.
So James is like...
That's incredible.
Like Wikipedia or something.
Yeah, it's like...
He's Grok.
But it's like miserable Wikipedia, though, isn't it? It's not news that you want to hear.
Is there such a thing? Is there such a thing? Well, let's... James. Let's first of all talk about what the Labour Party are up to or not up to and what's going to happen if Burnham doesn't win in Makerfield. What next? Apparently, Ed Miliband, because I've always said he's behind all of it, he's been holding secret talks with Wes Streeting. In the days leading up to his resignation, Streeting consulted Mr Miliband, who privately called for Sir Keir Starmer to set out a timetable for his departure. Keir's allies believe Miliband is at the centre of the plot to bring down the Prime Minister. Why doesn't Keir just sack him?
That's a good question, isn't it? Look, I mean, my first temptation is just to answer all of this with, it doesn't matter, because none of these guys are going to do a good job. None of them are going to fix any of the problems. But then I suppose the corollary is, how much worse could it get, and in what ways will it get worse? That's the big concern for me. And Ed Miliband is probably, I think, the scariest of all of them, because he's actually a reasonably clever guy who's got enough experience inside government and enough of a kind of Machiavellian approach to life. Let's not forget that he betrayed his own brother before the 2010 or during the 2010 leadership election when he won, and then almost brought Labour into power with a load of mad ideas in 2015 as well. And now he gets back into government, and I think he's probably, pound for pound, done more damage than any other member of the cabinet. So he is I think, probably the scary one. I think probably the most likely person to be Prime Minister next if Andy Burnham loses. I think that's probably right. But they're all going to be equally awful, aren't they? It's going to be, in a way, the best situation. I can't quite believe I'm saying this, is that Keir Starmer manages to kind of struggle on for another 18 months or so until someone slightly less pathetic takes over to limp them into losing a massive election in a few years' time.
Oh, I mean, it's just layer upon layer of whole wheat horror story, isn't it? I mean, I don't know how much we're able to talk about Makerfield. So I just lost it then. I was like, this is the thing, in my brain, it's like, don't call it Make-A-Wish.
Make-A-Wish, exactly.
And because I'm in my head, I'm like, it's not called Make-A-Wish, what's it called? My brain was sort of like dialing through various suffixes. But what's going on up there? That's what I want to know, because it seems to me there was this whole weird spat over a cafe. Did you see that? That, Andy Burnham was doing something in a cafe, and then Reform went into the cafe, and then the Labour Party were like, this was intimidating behaviour, Reform going into a cafe, and then Reform say they were invited into the cafe, and everyone wanted them in the cafe, and they didn't know Andy Burnham was there. What happened in Cafe Gate?
I think what happened is that we have now seen what has happened to the Labour Party writ large in a small format. Let's remember that the Conservative Party lost the 2024 election. Labour didn't win it, and much of the media gave them a massively free pass, which is why they felt no pressure to come up with any policies or any ideas or anything like that. They come into government and they're even more useless and hopeless than even someone like I thought they were going to be. And no one has had an easier ride of this for a very long time than Andy Burnham, who, let's remember, he failed in 2 leadership contests. He lost to Ed Miliband, and then he lost to Jeremy Corbyn, for goodness sake, pretty badly. But so he ran away up to Greater Manchester, where he's had a pretty easy time of things with the local media there, and he's had a very easy time from people in the kind of London-centric media. So when you actually have a little bit of scrutiny for the first time in ages, suddenly you realise, oh, maybe I'm not actually match fit enough to fight this. Whereas if you're someone like Farage, someone like Kemi Badenoch, actually, to be fair, someone like Starmer now for the last couple of years, you've had to put up with the full intense glow of media scrutiny. And we've seen exactly the same thing, by the way, of old hypno-tits, Walter Titty himself, Zach Polanski, who, when he's on his own podcast, it's all fine. And you get asked vague questions, really piercing, hard-hitting ones like, where do you live? And he can't even answer that.
That's brilliant. Because of course he wasn't he's been accused of potentially not paying council tax. But don't worry, is it council tax? Is it land tax? What is the difference? Well, can Andy Burnham tell us? I don't know. Because apparently he wants to have a radical shake-up of taxes that will hit land and property owners with a new levy based on the value of that. Do you understand this land tax versus council tax thing? Because I don't.
Yeah, so there are people who are massive adherents of this, and I think the guy who first came up with the idea, I believe, was called Henry George, and the real proponents of it are known as Georgists. And the idea is supposed to be that it replaces lots of other taxes because you work out how valuable that land is that your property is on, whether it's a residential property or a business or something like that, and it's calculated off the value of that land, and therefore it's a nice, simple, flat fee every year. Well, what happens, of course, if you can't pay it? So the big problem that I've got with this, and people like Alistair Heath, I think, at The Telegraph, who's very good at criticising this sort of policy, when you can't pay it yourself, the idea that whatever's on top of there, you lose, and it goes back to being owned by, the state or something like that, I think it has a fundamental problem against the concept of property rights and the idea that every Englishman's home is his castle. But even if that weren't a problem, my deep terror is that Labour have heard about yet another tax, And instead of replacing loads of taxes that we've got at the moment with this, they'll just chuck it on top, as they always do.
So
And let's
you
remember,
pay
of
council
course,
tax and land tax, basically.
I suspect so. And there is a problem with council tax, is that the bandings haven't had the maths reworked on them in about, 35 years now or something. So they are all kind of out of whack from what they should be. But at the time when our taxes are higher than they've been at any point since we were finishing off Hitler and beating the Nazis in the Second World War, I just don't think that playing around with the tax system, other than to simplify it and to simplify the massive tax code that we've got, is the answer. The answer is to cut back on spending, and nobody wants to do that, least of all the Labour Party, because they think they get to seem jolly generous when it's other people's money that they're spaffing on all these sorts of things. And as Mrs. Thatcher once said, the problem with socialism is that eventually you run out of other people's money. Although, of course, we did that a long time ago, which is why we've been borrowing from the same bond markets that Andy Burnham doesn't understand either ever since. And I would say like a drunk sailor on shore leave, but I'm sure that the sailors that we've got have a much higher degree of fiscal rectitude than any socialist politician does.
Now, I was looking at his record, his revolution in Manchester. And part of this was there was a Manchester Housing Investment Loans Fund, which got hundreds of millions in government funding to build affordable housing in Manchester. So there they go. They build a lot of sparkling, shiny, new, modern tower blocks. And the biggest beneficiary of all that cash money has been one single property company called Renacre, which has got 60% of that cash. 600 million is what they've made. 600 million of our money, our taxpayers' money. Anyway, they've actually built no affordable housing at all. Not any of the 6,110 homes built in Manchester with the fund's money. All have been luxury properties. And guess who's bought all of these properties?
I'm going to guess it's not necessarily all native Brits, but potentially speculators from other countries like China?
Yes, overseas speculators.
Yeah,
so we, the British people, have given hundreds of millions to Manchester. Andy Burnham's like, right, we're going to build housing with it. One company's got 600 million of it all, built a load of shiny properties. No one could afford them. And a load of people overseas who look at the UK housing market like a Swiss bank account have snapped it all up, just sitting on them, no doubt, waiting for them to go up in value because it's sort of exacerbating the housing shortage. Why, oh, why, oh, why? And I say this all the time about London as well. You should not be able to buy property in the United Kingdom unless you've lived here for at least 10 years, until this is your permanent residence, until you've basically got British citizenship. You know, I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. When they built those flats down the road in Nine Elms, whatever it's called, they actually were handing out all the leaflets for these new property developments in Arabic and Cantonese. And then...
Well, the particular problem with that, of course, is that a lot of them overlook the new US embassy. And so I wonder why the Chinese were so interested and excited in getting those properties as well. I think there's a lot to unpack here. And a lot of it just comes to basic laws of economic reality, of supply and demand, and also which parts of the country actually generate any wealth. This is going to be very uncomfortable for anybody actually listening in most parts of the country other than London and the southeast. And I'm talking to you today from our beloved southwest. But only London and the southeast of England are net contributors to the exchequer in terms of money. Every other area receives a lot more money from London and from the southeast than it contributes to that national picture. So there's already a huge amount of redistribution of wealth that happens. And so if you do someone like Andy Burnham, you'll have been the massive beneficiary of the productive parts of the economy in the southeast sending money up to you in the northwest. Well, we're part of one country. I think there's arguments for that, especially if you're helping build people up so that they can then start to contribute later. But of course, Andy Burnham takes a huge amount of credit for this when he doesn't really deserve any of it. And then, of course, exactly as you say, if you're building loads and loads of homes that no one gets to live in, you're not helping the problem at all. I'm a little bit less concerned about the lack of this phrase affordable housing, because frankly, not very much housing is affordable if you've got no money and if you've got a rubbish economy and people aren't getting decent wage rises. The more units that you build, as long as they are not being kept empty just by foreign speculators, as you mentioned, the more that will reduce prices everywhere across the whole piece. The thing I think we should focus on, or that a future right-wing government should focus on, is building the right kinds of places, right kind of properties in the right kinds of places. Manchester actually seems like a reasonably smart place to build lots of properties because it's a big, heavily urban area. You can build skyscraper type buildings and things like that. And that means you don't have to build on pristine bits of, the Cotswolds, for example, to declare an interest. But you also want to make sure that these properties are beautiful. They are nice to build. They're nice to look at. I don't think people would mind so much if the city of Bath were rebuilt somewhere else because it's gorgeous, because people care about the attention. When you live in somewhere nice like that, you feel a sense of community and of place. And you don't have that in lots of our big cities now, not just because of the building, but because of the kind of tearing of social fabric and people not knowing their neighbours. And that's before, of course, Alex, we start talking about the fact that huge amounts of immigration have come in such that we need to build even more houses, and there are loads of foreigners on benefits and housing association plans and things like that. Until you stop all the people who don't be here getting places to live ahead of British people, you're going to find it very difficult to make any arguments about building houses at all.
Have you guys seen this story? It's just popped into my head, by the way, because this is going to be tip of the iceberg. It's the First Lady of Sierra Leone, I think.
Yes.
It's mad. So the First Lady of Sierra Leone was given a social housing property somewhere in London, which she's kept and she sublets. And when quizzed about it, she's like, well, I've got all this cash money, nicking it off, the people of Sierra Leone, no doubt. But I still like having my flat there. Yeah, it's nice. I need a flat in London. And then I was reading stuff online. It's popped up that there are so many people in Nigeria who've come over, got on the social housing list, gone back to Nigeria, and are now London landlords. But,
look, no society, no civilization that wants to survive and thrive can continue with this sort of thing. And I think we've tried to tell ourselves a load of kind lies, frankly, that are nice in the short term of, look, there are people all over the world who have it much worse than us. We should try and do things to be nice to them. And that's nice in the moment. I'm sure that someone coming over here from a poor part of the world and being given a house, that is nice for them. But of course, you add up all of those nice, kind lies or things like that, and eventually you get a totally unsustainable set of problems. And every time you don't fix that and you make it worse, which is what we've done I'm afraid, of governments of both colours for a long time now, you make the inevitable correction that has to come that much more difficult. Think, for example, of the kind of economic changes that Mrs. Thatcher had to do. Well, if any of her predecessors had had the balls that she had, metaphorically, then she wouldn't have had to be quite so brutal or quite so dynamic, let's say, in some of the changes and the ways that it affected people. But we've stored up all of these problems for so long that a future right-wing government is going to have to look a bit mean and nasty by saying, I'm sorry, if you've got a load of council housing and you're not from this country, then sling your hook, off you go, especially when those are in zones 1 and 2 in central London.
I would just say, if you're not from this country, you don't get the council housing. I'd be really hard line. I just think
how
it's
dare
appalling.
you?
How dare
mean, etc., etc. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, no, good. James, thank you ever so much. I'm hoping I might see you this bank holiday Monday. You never know. It'd be good to catch up. And by the way, I've just noticed, so since I've gone back to Gloucestershire, people have said, oh, your accent's coming back, innit? I think yours is going back as well, James. I could hear.
I'm glad you said that. I thought the same thing.
Did you think the same thing?
Actually, yeah.
Well, it's partly that there'll be some Gloucester stuff coming back. Mum and Dad are in the garden right now to help me do some DIY. And also, I fear I'm starting to use more American terms the longer that Mrs. Price and I are together. So if I start signing off with y'all, then make sure to hit me over the head.
Is that like some kind of cry for help down the phone?
Do you know what you need to... I can't wait to hear this sort of final fusion of, who are y'all, babbers? It'll be a thing of beauty, James.
Yes.
Oh, the wonderful James Price. Right, I think it must be time for...
Yes, tension bed. Can I
Now
just say that James Price is probably one of the most intelligent people out there.
And one of the nicest. Have you met his wife?
I don't think I have actually. No.
She's called Alexandra, so big win. But she is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's really beautiful, and she's American, and she's got like American riz.
Oh.
And she's just the nicest person.
Lovely.
I love her. Best neighbours. See, this is why you got to come down the enclave.
I do.
Wing enclave.
See, I wouldn't know. I don't understand what anybody's saying to me.
That's all right. A few ciders and it don't matter. Now I'm going to do question 9. I'm moving it up. Not that you know that, but I know that. Tech Up got angry and frowned at me. It's okay. We can, after the advert break is when you have to figure out the answer from question 9 that's in the printout in front of you. But it's because it's about the housing crisis, and that's what we randomly started talking about. So I thought, how thematic. The UK faces a housing crisis. The Labour Party pledged to build millions of new homes. What I want to know is how many new build properties were sold in London last month. They've built all this housing stock, they're selling it, everyone's like, whoop, whoop, getting on the ladder. Or are they? So in London, how many of these fancy new properties were sold last month? There you go. Answer coming up after this.
Were first.
Hello and welcome to Down the Local, the show that goes from pub to pub across the country, speaking to the punters about the subjects driving us all nuts at the moment.
That's Rachel Reeves, Rachel Thieves, Rachel McCounts.
I don't really know Meghan Markle. I know Meghan Markle's from Suits. That's about it.
I don't know about anyone else, and I don't know where this is going. I have 0% beers, and I feel.
Raising the flag, I think, is symptomatic of this desperation.
Is public transport good value for money?
No, it isn't.
You really don't like speaking to people.
Across the UK, on DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
Talking live on a Saturday. Alex Phillips.
Hold on.
I'm going to say that threw us.
We tension bedded over that. I need to hear that in raw format without saying tension bed. Let's get, hold on, pause. Let's get our tension bed fully out the way.
Tension bed.
Now, let's bring it in.
Talking live on a Saturday. Alex Phillips.
I love that. That man likes stars, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He likes stars. Do you think he's actually the cow from Bullseye?
Is it not the X Factor?
Oh, I think it's more the cow from Bullseye. Bully.
Is this a generational thing? Bullseye wasn't on TV when I was... Before it would finish.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had a tough paper round.
Yes, I did. Yes, it was all uphill.
I love that. That was amazing.
That was very good, though.
This is honestly, they're just getting better and better. I cannot wait. By the time it comes to Christmas, we won't even have to do any presenting. We'll just have a 3-hour-long sort of montage of all of these. Sitting there getting on the old mulled wine.
That's very funny.
Right, the UK faces a housing crisis. The Labour Party pledged to have millions of new homes, but how many new properties were sold in London? I don't know why I'm doing this.
I wonder, it's some kind of like gladiator eagle thing going on right now. Did you forget there was a camera in the room?
The Angel of the North. I don't know. I think it's because I partially wanted to have a little backstretch.
Yeah.
Then I just got locked in position. How many new properties were sold in London last month?
I guessed about 10,000.
How many new properties were sold in London last month? 10,000.
Yeah. I don't know.
19.
19? 19?
Yeah, 19.
In my head, I was going to go 0 because I thought this was like a trick that actually none were sold. But I was like, no. I could say the people must still be buying houses from abroad.
There's people coming, and there's like, what is the population of London? Well, no one knows.
No one knows.
I
mean,
people sort of circa like 11 million. It's probably about 20 million or something.
Probably. I mean, was it the people that do was it Thames Water when they were counting for...
What, counted poo?
No, they were doing something about trying to work out the new water flow or something, and then they suddenly realised that they broke the news that there was like hundreds of thousands more people in London than we all thought there were.
Thank you, I'm
sure that was a story earlier last year. But
but also, isn't it that when people look at the amount of mobile phones and stuff, phone contracts, it's like, that's about 15 times the size of the population.
Yeah, that's not problematic at all.
So there you go.
Yeah, that's us. I mean, I'm surprised we built 19 houses, really.
Angela Rayner, if we took over from Rayner as non-housing minister. Oh, no one knows.
No one knows.
Anyway.
Well, I do find it funny that Angela Rayner dropped Sadiq Khan's audit. He was supposed to have an audit by government about how well he was doing at building houses, and when they came into office, it was the first thing she dropped.
Well, because he's only sold 19.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that audit if I was you, Sunshine. Ain't gonna look good. Right, shall we do it?
That's actually terrifying.
I want to, lighten the load a little bit, because people like sport. We don't.
We don't.
But people do. They like football especially.
Yeah.
We don't. But,
no.
I mean, I'm surprised coming from the north that you're allowed
I do
to
rugby
not
league.
Like it.
I do a bit of tennis and cricket. That's about it. Football.
Wigan Warriors?
Wigan Warriors is the rugby team. Wigan Athletic is Wigan is the Warriors is the rugby team. Latics, Wigan Athletic is the football team. And somehow, being born between Manchester and Liverpool, I've learned nothing about football. Maybe two of the biggest footballing places in the world. I just have no idea about it.
Well, thankfully there are people out there who do and they like it, and so this competition is going to appeal to them, because the FIFA World Cup 2026 is almost here. And thanks to, do you say Adidas or Adidas?
It's Adidas.
Adidas, thank you. So thanks to Adidas, the tournament's official match ball supplier, our friends at talkSPORT are giving you the chance to be there. Adidas is sending you and a buddy to Dallas to see England versus Croatia live on June the 17th. We're going to throw in return flights, accommodation, cash money to spend, tickets to the match, and your very own official Adidas match ball Trionder. It says Trionder in capital letters. I don't know what that means, but I liked it. And our previous voice note made that voice stick in my head. Trionder. Be at England's first game in the FIFA World Cup at one of the world's best stadiums. Are you ready to get that winning feeling? Here's how to enter.
Get ready for that winning feeling. For your chance to win, head to talksportwin.com or text TALK to 83338. Texts and online entries cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call 0343 418 7260. Lines close 1st of June 2026 at 4 p.m. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus UK residents only. This is a network promotion. See full terms and conditions at talksport.com/win. So for your chance to win, text TALK to 83338 now. Full T's and C's at win.talk.tv.
Well, very good luck with that. I just got distracted by a message. So, you know, Mark was here earlier, and Mark loves a low-carb diet. He's basically the most keto man on earth, and he's a beanpole.
He is. Yeah, he turns sideways and he disappears.
He goes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I used to be really fat.
Has he sent you a photo?
And so Samara Gill and I last night were like, I can't imagine Mark Dolan is really fat. So Samara Gill and I turned to detective. Started trawling all the dark web, everything. Fat pictures. We wanted to fat shame Mark Dolan. And we couldn't find anything. And Mark was like, I'm going to send you a picture. He sent it. But unfortunately, we found this one in our internet trawl. It's just of his face. And it's just slightly rounder.
Yeah.
I still need swim shorts pictures, Dolan.
Okay.
I want to know. I think he's lying.
You're right. I can't picture him like Veruca. Was it Veruca Salt from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory turned purple and went giant?
Yeah, I just don't think.
See that.
No, I can't see it. No. Right, we got a caller.
Oh,
she's one of our faves. It's Cindy in Michigan.
I knew it was going to be.
Cindy, my love, how you doing?
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hello. I just want to say, okay, in case I haven't told you, you are my favorite presenter on Talk, and you and Peter are just dynamite. Oh my God. You guys are just fantastic. You have me laughing, learning, and I did catch you on Newsmax when you made your cameo. Because I turned it on to Newsmax when Talk is done, and I was sitting here with my husband going, that's Alex!
I know.
Oh my God, that's Alex!
See, I love that, because I do. I work for Talk and I also work for Newsmax. So, all those UK people out there listening, it's like, you don't know, I've got an American audience as well. But on Newsmax, I'm sort of, I sit there and I speak very authoritatively about European political matters and usually the royal family, which I don't know much about.
Yeah.
But
I'm more loyal to Talk, just so you know, because I watch Talk all day, and then when Talk is done with presenters, I flip it on Newsmax. So,
double dose of Phillips then. You're lucky thing. Imagine that. I love
I
Newsmax.
saw your appearance live.
Yeah? There you go. I was talking about Prince Andrew yesterday, and they were sort of saying, how have people in Britain reacted to this shocking news that Prince Andrew is being investigated by the police?
What do you say to that question? Because I've been asked this question before.
So I sort of said, to be honest, there's not much shock left.
Yes, that's what
I said, it's sort of like, we feel like it's all being played out, but I said, but then was the great revelation that he kicked a Labrador. And even the Newsmax host was like, I was like, there you go. Forget Epstein Island, forget the selling state secrets. Don't kick cute dogs. I mean, don't mess with pets.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I also debated when I came on the line, because you had that scary voice. I can do that. I can talk to you in that scary voice if you want.
I feel like that's enough for now that we can't. Hold on, do it again.
Alex Phillips, live on Talk.
It's like the cinema voice, like In a World. Like, it's that one, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like Tech-Up has now got his finger hovering over the record button, so you're going to have to do it again because this is going to be clipped and sampled, so take it away.
Yes, hilarious. I love it. I love you guys.
Oh, thank you.
So full of laughter and everything.
Can you, do now a little sort of 15 seconds sort of introducing Pete and I on Talk Radio?
Yes. In the scary voice?
In whatever voice you want.
Okay. It's Alex Phillips and Peter live on Talk.
I like the fact that you've got it's Alex Phillips and Peter. You do sound like my emotional support creature. Yes. You don't get a surname, you're just Peter.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cindy, thank you. That was today's an unusual show.
It's an unusual
and Cindy's just been the icing on the cake. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, what are we doing, Faith? Are we ad breaking?
Yeah.
Quiz, question and break. Like I said, it's just sort of like...
I love how we had to say, Faith, what are we supposed to be doing right now?
I've got so many papers around me. I've got the list, but I haven't... The by-election list, but we haven't done it yet. Right.
Tension bed.
Yesterday, the World Cup squad was announced by a man who I keep wanting to call Peter Tatchell, but it's not.
Is it Graham? No.
How many players make up the entire squad? Thomas Tuchel.
Which I think is a hilarious name, by the way.
Why?
Because Thomas Tuchel, come on, that's a funny name.
Is it?
Yeah. I thought he was in an Enid Blyton novel.
Thomas Tuchel?
Yeah. I thought it was a funny name because I only heard it this morning when Rupert Bell was on talking about the football with Mark. Because I listen to Talk in the morning, I don't listen to the BBC.
I like the fact that I'll just sit here looking at you quizzically and you'll just keep filling it
I'm hoping to keep filling it.
Have we done tension bed yet?
Yeah, we did,
yes.
We
did. Good.
Yeah.
Glad we got that out the way.
Yeah.
Good housekeeping. Right, how many players make up the entire England football squad? That's what I want to know. Right, answers coming up just after this break, when we'll also be joined by the brilliant Susan Hall, and we're going to be talking about some pretty grim crime cases that need to be addressed. We love Susan Hall. She's coming up just after this.
Across the UK, on DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
Oh. It's Alex Phillips and Peter live on Talk.
It's brilliant. It's amazing. Tension bed.
Right, yesterday, the England World Cup squad, which is not being managed by Peter Tatchell, but by Thomas Tuchel.
Thomas Tuchel. I think it's funny.
It's not funny.
I don't know why.
It's not. Anyway, he announced the squad. How many players make up the entire squad? So the main ones, the other ones, the spare ones, the ones in case one of them dies. I don't know how it works.
I put 15, but I don't feel like that's right.
No. Apparently it's 26.
20. I nearly, in my head, I thought 26, and I feel yes. I don't know why. I think because I listened to Rupert Bell this morning on Talk.
11 people? 11.
Starting 11, yeah, I knew that.
So you've got
and then you have
an air and a spare for every position, plus an extra 5 for...
Yeah. Fun. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I did think 26, and in my head I felt that's too many. And I wondered if there was a limit on how many you could have. That would make sense, but yeah. Again, you asked me a question on football, and I feel like it's a hate crime.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
Kevin Wentwood has said Adidas was founded by Adolf.
Yes, it's 2 Germans.
Oh, but I don't know, it's just confusing now. Because it's Adolf, but in brackets he's put Addy. Dacia. Oh, Dassler.
I thought
so it's pronounced Adidas. It's not Adidas.
See, I know it's 2 German brothers, and they fell out, and didn't one go on to create Nike?
Oh, I don't know.
I guess I'm sure it's 2 German brothers, and they've had a very famous falling out, and it's one of those great kind of, if they'd have kind of stayed together, they'd have made even more money kind of stories. Yes. So Adidas would make sense, actually, because,
On a completely separate subject, I'm still amazed that, Hugo Boss carries on trading.
Yes.
I'm surprised the Pro Pally lot haven't got done it. Actually, Pro Pally lot would love them,
we took Uncle Ben off the packet, but we kept Hugo Boss.
Yeah. By the way, if you don't know why that's an interesting thing, because Hugo Boss were the official designers of the Nazi uniforms.
Yes, yeah.
There you are. Anyway, right, let's get on with news, because we're joined by the exemplary, the brave, the brilliant. I love her.
I love her
so.
Yeah.
It's the amazing Susan Hall. How are you doing, Susan?
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you very much. I'm fine.
You're looking very sort of nice and spring-like as well. You got the memo about uniform for today's show. Now, let's talk about something frankly horrible and ludicrous, but at least it might be something half decent that Lord Hermer is going to do while in office, because he is Attorney General. He is reviewing the case of teenage rapists who attacked girls. So at the time, these 3 rapists were aged 13, 14 and 14. They raped one girl, which they've been convicted for, aged 14 in a park in Fordingbridge in Hampshire. 2 of them raped a 15-year-old girl in an underpass in the same town in November 2024. The boys recorded the rapes on their phone, so we know they did it. They laughed. They encouraged each other as they outnumbered their victims. And what is utterly deplorable, disgusting and shocking about this is the 2 older boys basically just walked out. 2 were given a 3-year youth rehabilitation order. The younger one received an 18-month youth rehabilitation order. None received a custodial sentence. And the judge said, I should avoid criminalising these children unnecessarily and understand the effects of their behaviour and support their reintegration into society. And apparently, he emphasised their young ages, their lower intelligence and ADHD. I mean, thank goodness, actually, that the Attorney General has launched an urgent review of these sentences, because as far as I'm concerned, if you're old enough to physically suppress a girl, rape her, record it on your phone, laugh about it, egg on your friends, there is no reintegration for you.
Oh, it was so bad. You know, when you read something and think, no, I've got that wrong, and you read it again because you just can't believe it. And if you think about it, he let them go because of their low intelligence. If they have a low intelligence, then they won't realise that they've done anything particularly wrong, especially as they haven't had to go to prison or youth offending place. They could easily do it again. And the one quote that really broke our hearts, I'm sure, was one of the girls said, all I want to do is die. and she's seen these so-and-sos walk off. And one of them used a knife, I think, as well. It is utterly disgusting. I don't know what's happened to our judiciary. I tell you, some of the stories we read, but this is certainly one of the worst.
It's But this idea that if you're of a lower intelligence, then you technically can be let off a crime is such a dangerous precedent. But also, I think, is it my understanding that these boys, were from the traveller community as well? I think. I wonder if that sort of played its part. But how have we got to a stage? I mean, what do we do about judges like this? Because we seem to be infested with a lot of people in the judicial system, and they might think they're being good. They might think that they're trying to be reasonable, compassionate, weigh up all of the outcomes, try and find the best possible path so, that there's minimum destruction to people's lives. But this is just crazy. It's like some of the decisions made about deportations. You think, how on earth are you sitting there with your big wig on going, well, these are 3 rapists who have filmed a brutal attack, laughed about it, but never mind, because we've got to worry about their futures.
The trouble is, I think too many of them are liberal lefties, and they like to sit in their dinner parties and say, oh, I'm such a good person. I mean, this is how the blooming Greens have got to where they are now. I'm such a good person. I love everybody, and we must give everybody a chance. And, and they just don't look at the victims. They just don't know what they're doing. And we've seen so many instances of this, Alex, recently. It's very, very worrying.
It's very worrying, because you'd imagine if these same judges were in position today, what would they be saying about the attackers of Jamie Bolger? Oh, well, don't worry, kids, poor you. It's mad what we're doing, because at this day and age, especially when you look at the age of young people accessing pornography, carrying weapons, we can't look at these as poor little schoolboys anymore. Oh, well, poor wee things. They're not that bright. They got ADHD. They're only youngsters with the rest of their lives ahead of them. I'm sorry, if you're so poisoned at the age of 13 and 14 to film a shocking sex attack on a girl and laugh about it, then your childhood innocence and naivety have gone. You're a broken product as far as I'm concerned.
Well, absolutely, and I'm glad they're re-looking at it. But isn't it shocking that it's a situation that has to be re-looked at? I mean, anybody with any common sense looking at that knows that something's got to be done with those lads, that they don't do it again. I mean, women and girls are in a worse situation every blooming day that goes by. Keep hearing about this sort of thing happening. It's utterly atrocious.
It is atrocious. And again, the legacy media doesn't report on it. It's only when we open the newspapers we learn that some Afghan migrants had come in, been put up in accommodation and immediately set about becoming a grooming gang, for crying out loud.
You couldn't make it up, Alex. And the worst thing is it's getting worse and worse and worse. And with all these new Green councillors, that's something that's worrying me. I read an article today saying that they want to stop the prevent system that we've got, looking at people that are going to be up to no good. They're looking at stopping GCSEs. They don't agree with the police. They say they won't comply. They don't want to comply to give the Home Office addresses of people that have failed their asylum claims. I mean, this article I read today, I thought, my God. And it's how the Greens are going. And the more and more we get people in charge that have got these sort of views, the more trouble we're going to be in.
I'm amazed how many people vote for that party when they express such views. It astonishes me that anyone can think, oh, great, legalising all drugs, opening borders, or cancelling GCSEs, getting rid of trying to stop people from becoming Islamists. Oh, we don't need any of that, because apparently we live in some sort of unrealised utopia.
It's really worrying, because in London, the Greens are really picked up some seats, and it is going to be very, very concerning watching what they're doing. And of course, in London, we only have elections for the councils every 4 years. So they've got 4 years to wreak absolute havoc, and they will.
Oh, I have no doubt they will. What do you make of the by-election going on up in Makerfield? I mean, Andy Burnham, Pete Barnes was saying it correct the other day, which is he's got to sort of pivot left to try and satisfy the Labour backbenchers, pivot right to win the by-election. And he just seems to be a pinball machine. He's sort of bouncing around all over the place. He's turned around and said UK net migration needs to fall further, following these government figures that have shown it's halved. But of course, the gross migration has barely come down, has it? What's going on is just the flight of young people who are like, why on earth would I want to live in this country? I've got better wages, a better life somewhere else.
Well, absolutely. And I did read that the Polish are leaving, of course, and they come here and do work. And that's what we want. We don't want people to come here and not think that they've got to work. I sincerely hope he doesn't win this election. I know that means we will keep Starmer for a while. But, I mean, all Burnham will do is tack more to the left, and that is really, I mean, it's bad enough now. And you can't believe a word they say. The trouble is, these sort of politicians make it bad for people that do say what they mean and do what they say they're going to do. And that's what people want. If you're going to vote for somebody, if they say they're going to smash the gangs, they're not going to tax working people, then you should expect that to happen. You know, all trust is being lost in politicians.
Oh, it's gone.
It's very sad.
It's gone. Now, given that, you know, Andy Burnham is vying to be the Prime Minister, and people assume that if he doesn't win in Makerfield, it sort of precipitates more of a crisis in the Labour Party than perhaps he would if he then sort of becomes our Prime Minister and as a result at least gives the Labour Party a bit of a boost, albeit probably temporarily. But what's going on in Makerfield is extremely important when you look at the future of the country. Yeah. Jacob Rees-Mogg turned around and said, well, listen, the Conservatives probably shouldn't field a candidate against reform because they're going to be the best possible competitor in this race. Would you agree with him on that?
No, I think if you want to stand up for what you believe in, you have to put people up that residents in that area will agree with. I mean, you've got if you're a genuine party and you think that your policies are the best, then you have to put candidates in place. And we've got Michael Winstanley. You've got to put candidates in place so that people can actually vote for what you all believe in. And I absolutely have faith in Kemi. She's spent a long time working on policies, working out the finances of policies. It's a shame the Greens don't do that sort of thing. They're working out how things will work out, and she's setting out our stall. So it would be wrong, I think, not to put somebody in for Conservatives to vote for.
Fair enough. Now, Susan, thank you ever so much for joining us. We always love catching up with you. The greatest London mayor, we would deny it.
100% agree. I will just say, on the issue of the Tories in that constituency, the candidate they've put up was a long-term councillor in one of the areas. He is very well liked in the area. He is one of those people that actually lives in the place. I think that's always a big star. But I think that is a really important thing that Susan says there, that if there is parties put a candidate forward and it's up to voters to choose who they want to vote for, it's not up to all the parties to start playing games.
I mean, it also, she's talking about the loss of trust in politics. And I think when people start doing deals behind the scenes and parties start... that's when people go, well, that you know, we don't feel in control.
Yeah. And
anyway,
also, like, you're denying the vote. In a way, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was really angry when the Brexit Party stood down all its candidates for that reason. I just said that there'll be people out there who don't want to vote the Conservatives, who don't want to vote... the other parties who want to vote the Brexit Party, people who've never voted before, who've been enthused by this new brand, who all of a sudden were essentially disenfranchised. Yeah. So I still stand by that. And if that was my opinion in 2019, then I suppose my opinion now has to fit with Susan's. Do you know what this means we get to do?
Read the list.
Yeah!
Yay.
We get the list! I feel like Tech Up might have some music for the list. I don't know.
I feel like it's more serious.
No, it's not compliance-y, probably. Hold on, that was the compliance alarm there. Trying to musicate the list, maybe.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Right, Makerfield candidates. Labour and Cooperative Party. Why have they chucked Cooperative in there?
That's the official name
I
of the
know
party.
it is.
It's like it's the Conservative and Unionist Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Andy Burnham. Reform UK. Robert Kenyon. Restore Britain. Rebecca Shepherd. Conservative and Unionist Party. Michael William Winstanley. The Liberal Democrats. Jake Austin. And the monster raving loony party, Alan Howling Lord Hope.
I love that. Sorry, I was just waiting long enough for the official bit to be before I commented, but I just love that. I love it. So British.
Alan Howling Lord Hope.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. You know, people can say it's a waste of a vote or whatever, but I think it is British democracy through and through.
What's happened to Bin? Has there been a coup inside there?
Oh, no, isn't he? He's the head one.
It was Screaming Lord...
Is he the head? But Screaming Lord, what's his face?
I thought it's called Screaming Lord Such or something.
I don't know. I actually think it's the same person.
I've not paid attention to the internal mechanisms
I'm going
of
to do some
the
research
greatest
into
political party.
We should do a proper deep dive. The deep dive into this party, because who's funding them? Who's giving money to the Monster Raving Loony Party?
They don't really do. They just put on some fancy dress and turn up at the count, don't they?
Yeah, but they're at every count, in every by-election, and all these things.
It's an institution.
It is.
I love them so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like them and Countdown. That's what we've got.
It is.
Right. Tension
bed. Oops. She did it again. Brittany was caught driving under the influence. When police tried to arrest her, she invited them in for a lasagna. But she did so using a strange accent. I want to know which accent did she choose for the invitation of Italian baked fare to the great police of America?
Oh, Brittany.
All right, answers coming up after this.
Welcome to Down the Local, the show that goes from pub to pub across the country, speaking to the punters about the subjects driving us all nuts at the moment.
That's Rachel Reeves, Rachel Thieves, Rachel McCounts.
I don't really know Meghan Markle. I know Meghan Markle's from Sinks, and that's about it.
I don't know about anyone else, and I don't know where this is going. I have 0% beers, and I feel
raising the flag, I think, is symptomatic of its desperation.
Is public transport good value for money?
No, it isn't.
You really don't like speaking to people.
Across the UK, on DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
Alex Phillips at the weekend with, we just call him Peter.
We're getting like remixes, evolutions. With we just call him Peter. Can you have a T-shirt saying we just call him Peter?
Yeah, I'll come in with one of those.
Peter.
Just Peter. Yeah.
Oh, it's Hev from Kent, apparently.
Oh, lovely.
This is great. I mean, can I just say, this is brightening up my entire existence.
Yes.
Who cares that the world's, falling apart when we've got, bespoke jingles being made? That's so... Oh, do you know what would be amazing?
Oh, God, here we go.
If Count Binface himself came and sang a jingle. Where are you, Bin?
I mean, I'm not being funny. That would be incredible.
I mean, I am looking down here. There's a little waste paper bin. If I got a Sharpie, I could put some eyes on. Dean. Oh, yeah. Can we dress Dean up as Count Binface?
Yeah. That's what you get for ringing me. It's asking me to keep doing things.
I was going to say, that's sort of how he presents at about 2 o'clock in the morning anyway, most days. When he's back from Ryan's bar, it's probably like head in a bin.
Head in a bin.
Talking about drunks.
Yeah.
No, Dean's not a drunk. We love Dean.
Yeah.
He just loves parties.
Yeah.
Right. Oops, she did it again. Brittany was caught driving under the influence. When police tried to arrest her, she invited them in for a lasagna. Very nice.
I still find that funny.
She did so using an accent.
Yes.
What accent did she pick?
It was British. It was like a Dick Van Dyke kind of accent, if I remember rightly. Yeah.
I do think you're right, Dean.
I'm a gay man. Of course, I know things about Britney Spears.
See,
it's in the card. It's part of the contract.
That's true, actually. But also, it's part of the contract. Also, trying to change the gender of Rosie from Rosie and Jim.
Well, we don't. We slyly stick it in there. You know,
Stop
we go.
transing children's characters.
No, but Britney's been through a lot, as has Dean. But there you go.
The reason we have so much fun at the weekends is because Dean's the boss.
It's true, actually. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
you know, that's if you want the lunatics to take over the asylum.
I mean, like
asking for trouble, aren't you? So yeah, I mean, is there video footage of this?
Yes, I have seen video. Yes, there is. Now, the accent bit, I'm not sure, but I've read about the accent, but I have seen the video, and it is actually quite distressing.
I feel very sorry for her.
I genuinely do. At first, all of this stuff, you know, Free Britney, if everyone remembers that from a few years ago, was kind of like, yeah, it's a bit of a trend, it's a bit funny. When you actually see what this woman is like now, it is actually very sad and very depressing.
That's why she was under a conservancy, because she's not... But then, you know, this is what happens with very young people who are plunged into fame at such an early age.
Yeah.
It's very rare that these people work out okay.
Yeah. Justin Bieber is another example. The things that, you know, that he was put through.
Yeah.
And you suddenly wonder why he is the way he is now.
Right.
I mean...
Got them all. Bieber, Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, the list is long.
All of them.
The list is long. Right, let us do some messages. I've done them for a while. My paperwork is everywhere. I feel like I'm working in, like...
Was it the other week that we had a small rainforest?
Yeah, I know. It's craziness. Yeah. It's sort of, you know, if someone lit a match in here, we'd be gone.
Yeah.
Right. This is interesting. Good morning, Alex. My partner recently started working for a cleaning company that specialises in B&Bs. Some of these properties are clearly now being used as HMOs with multiple single beds in each room. Tenants are asked to vacate properties while she goes in and cleans them, changes all the bedding and towels, basically offering the same service you get in a hotel. It doesn't seem right that once being moved out of a hotel, they're still receiving hotel-style service. But I'm sure that will be part of the contract with the people saying you can use the property. They're oh, is it going to get trashed?
Yeah.
But also, it's just... the HMOs I find even more terrifying than hotels.
Yeah, I call them houses of multiple horrors.
Yeah.
Because the one thing you had about the hotel is at least they were in one building and we knew where the building was. When they are now dispersed amongst the community and you can't tell a HMO from a normal house, realistically, it is more dangerous in my opinion.
There's a vacant house next to mine that I've just bought. And I just think to myself, I mean, thankfully I know my neighbour, and if he tried to do that, I'd be like, but, you know, you just think if suddenly I find, you know, Afghan men in there.
Yeah.
Be horrible.
I know.
My property price would go like that. I wouldn't feel safe. It
People
changed
lost
again.
their minds when I said that Lord Justice Goose was right to keep the Epping Hotel open, and I stand that I think I was right.
I think most people can understand that in terms of context of HMOs. Why can't we just deport these people?
Yeah, you're just moving them around. Yeah.
Right, now, because there wasn't much news around, I had to start putting random trivia into the quiz.
All right.
Because I did.
Tension bed.
So my random trivia question, out of nowhere, is what is the most popular girl's name in the UK right now? We all know the most popular boy's name. It's of legendary status. It is Mohammed, so I wasn't going to put that. I want to know what the most popular girl's name is. There you go. It's a thinker, innit? Right. OK, we are going to be giving you that answer just after this break, when we're also joined by our regular American wonder, Mr. Steve Gill, to talk all things Trump, MAGA and Iran. That's after this.
across the UK. On DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
I was rather waiting for a jingle.
I don't know what was so hilarious. Pete and I said to each other, I wonder what we're going to get coming out of the break. And then it's like some sort of weird remix of happiness and doom.
Alex Phillips on a Saturday on Talk with Reform Hater Peter Burns Potato. What a doc.
Oh!
I like the hook at the end. What's that? Reform Hater.
Oh, Reform Hater and a potato.
Dork.
A dork, yeah. Wow.
That was good. Yeah. We liked that. And
no, I didn't like that one.
I liked it. We've got your surname in there.
That is true. That is true.
And also we got huh.
Yeah, we do like those ones.
Do you prefer huh or ding?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's a tough one.
Most popular girl's name in the UK?
Olivia.
Yeah, it is.
It's my cousin's name.
It's been that way for a while, actually.
It is. It's like the undisputed champion of girls' names.
It's weird. When you look through the names, it's like, when did these become names? I mean, the top 10 is largely people sort of sentimentally naming children after grandparents and great-grandparents. You can tell, because there's Florences and then there's just all sorts of like, what?
Yeah.
Like sponge cake. Well, sponge cake. Someone like that.
The name is Victoria.
But you know, it's just like it's really weird looking at the evolution of names.
It is. Yeah. What comes back into fashion, I find, is the more interesting one.
I wanted to know what we've lost. Do you know what I bet? I want to know how many babies were called Joan.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Joan has gone.
Was it last year there were no new Nigels?
I know.
Yeah, and I think Alan, that was on the way out.
Really?
And I think Noah was on the way up.
Oh no, Noah's second to Muhammad.
Oh,
it's
is
like
it?
The battle of the fates at the top of the chart.
I mean, that's quite funny.
It's like, also, it's an interesting thing, isn't it, that in Anglophone culture, no one's called Jesus, but the Hispanics go down that quite hard, don't they?
Yeah,
get a lot of Jesus.
I wonder if it is a Protestant Catholic thing.
Maybe. Now, interesting. So I was just saying this to Pete during the break. I was listening, BBC bashing, of course, listening to the BBC.
You listen to the BBC an awful lot from
just the Today programme. Just to the Today programme, because I know that when you listen at sort of 7:30 to 8:30, that window is a good window to just get your headlines, get the key interviews and just imbibe information. And their BBC reporter was talking about the NATO summit taking place in Sweden, and it's talking about Mark Rutte and Marco Rubio, and he's sort of talking normally until he said Marco Rubio's name, and he said it in this really strange, like, Hispanic accent. He's like, Marco Rubio.
I'm going to have to go back and find that.
It was like, what? I don't think Marco Rubio even says his name like that. Why are you putting on a sort of Cuban accent to say his name? He's American.
I was going to say, but
Donald Trump.
I'm sure, we've had this conversation before, there is a word where when you pronounce a word in the language that it's from, like people go Paris instead of Paris. But there is a word for when people do that.
But it's like there's an unspoken rule of when you can do it and when you can't.
That's true.
So apparently with anything Arabic, it's a must now. Like if you're going to say, Dolomon or something, you've got to prove that you know how to sort of do an Arabic accent, say any Arabic name with an Arabic slant. And, sort of semi-true with French, I think. I mean, I sort of do that, actually. I sort of say Emmanuel Macron.
Yeah.
Macron rather than Macron.
I think, certain words
I do
lend
find myself
into
doing
it,
that. So, and I do tend to say, I've just been, like, brainwashed by the BBC, because I think I do say Shabana Mahmood. Rather than
a lot of people
Mahmood.
I say Mahmood.
Mahmood. See, I say
a lot of people say Mahmood.
Yeah, no, I do that one. So
I don't think she does, though.
No, she probably doesn't.
No.
So I'm equally to blame, but Rubio.
Yeah, I feel like that one's.
That was weird.
Yeah, I often wonder if they didn't know who the person was and they just saw the name and think it must be.
I've got a challenge for you. How do you introduce Steve Gill and say Steve Gill's name in an American accent?
I learned a long time ago not to do accents. I don't even have the accent of the town
There's
that I'm from.
not enough syllables to Americanise. Steve.
Also, where in America?
Steve Gill. Yeah. Anyway, let's welcome him aboard. Former White House official, our favourite, the brilliant, excellent Steve Gill. How would you say your name in an American accent, as you have one?
Yes.
Well, being from the South, it'd just be Bubba or Steve Boy.
Bubba.
Bubba.
Oh, I love that. This is what. This is how the fusion between James Price and his American wife's going to happen. Because where I'm from in the West Country, we say Baba. Baba, Bubba.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's all interrelated.
It's almost
somehow.
like people from Britain moved to America.
I know, imagine. How did that happen? How did they come up with these names like York and, you know, Gloucester and Massachusetts? How did they do that? I mean, genius, linguistic geniuses. Right, let us talk about...
I'm going to teach y'all one bit of Southern. So in the South, if somebody says, bless your heart, it can mean either, oh, God protect you, bless your heart, or it can mean you're really dumb as a box of rocks. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. I knew that one, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever seen the chart, Steve? I know we're going to get told off for talking about news soon, but there's this brilliant chart of what a British person says, what an American thinks it means, and what a British person really means. So if we say, oh, it's quite good, we mean that's amazing. And if we say, not bad, that means that's really good. But then there's other things where if we hate something, it's sort of, you know, it's sort of like,
maybe,
yeah. But
We'll see. One of the other Southern phrases you'll hear all the time, of course, is y'all, referring to how are y'all doing. And then there's the plural version of y'all. Now, you may think that if I say, how are y'all doing, speaking to both of you, that's plural. No, there's also all y'all. How are all y'all doing?
I love this. Oh, language is so beautiful. It's such an amazing thing. Now on less beautiful notes. Apparently Donald Trump is preparing fresh strikes on Iran, despite Marco Rubio making slight progress in peace talks this week. Now, I had a feeling that this was going to happen, especially when I got the notification yesterday that Fairford Air Show's been cancelled. I was like, right, it's all going to heat up again. Tell us the latest, because no one's really talking about this in UK land. But I was doing Newsmax yesterday, and so got to listen to some of their output. And the sticking point, it sounds to me, is on the enriched uranium. And the Ayatollah seems to have, like, I don't know, got out of his deathbed and is issuing instructions again. Pakistan saying, oh, we can negotiate. But it sounds to me as if Donald Trump's run out of patience.
I think absolutely. And, you know, the fact that the Iranians have apparently tried to assassinate him or launched assassination plots has not made things very cordial between them. But when it is discovered that they've apparently dispatched an assassin to kill his daughter, Ivanka, that's kind of a last straw. He had to cancel his appearance at his son, Don Jr.'s wedding yesterday and rush back to the White House, which is a pretty good indication that something's coming and something's coming soon. The Iranian negotiations keep, kind of, again, it's half step, half start. The latest version apparently is they want to divide things into two parts. One is to say, okay, give us our money back. We'll open the strait and reduce the charge of people going through it. And then we'll get back to the uranium business later. Donald Trump isn't going to do that. He's not going to, continue to have this, kind of bogus negotiation stance with the Iranians. The challenge, as we've talked before, has always been, who do you talk to? Is there somebody that can actually negotiate? And if they negotiate a deal, can they take it home and actually have it implemented with the IRGC? And I think that's still a major sticking point. And I agree with you. I think we're going to see military action resume sooner, if not later.
I mean, the thing is with Iran, they've got no friends anymore. They are totally alone in this world, you would imagine. I think China's pretty much sort of at least publicly washed their hands of them. Like you said, they don't have any leadership. Everybody in the region despises them ever since they said we're going to run not just the Strait of Hormuz, but all the surrounding areas as well, where countries such as Oman and the UAE were saying, well, hang on, that's our territory. And they sort of played themselves into a corner. I feel like Donald Trump was hoping for an economic strangulation that would sort of culminate in the downfall of the regime. But you're right, if it was me and I knew that someone was trying to assassinate a family member, I'd probably think, well, that's it, final straw.
Well, and when you look at the economic strangulation, it's working. It's just going to take a while. I mean, and the IRGC, the elites, they don't care how bad the people are suffering. And again, I think you've got to hit them a bit more militarily. And Trump has been holding that back because if you hit their ports, if you hit their oil tanks, if you hit their drilling facilities, that's going to take a decade or more to repair. Their economy will take a long time to repair if you hit those key oil industry sites. Plus, it also affects the price of oil around the globe. So Trump has tried to hold back on doing that. I think there are still some military targets he could hit. I think there are certainly bridges and power structures, which again hurt the Iranian people more than it hurts the IRGC and the elites who are calling the shots.
So this is the thing. What cards are there left for him to play now? I mean, you know, there was talk of there being specialist trained soldiers going in, Marines, Navy SEALs, to try and seize some of that enriched uranium. But I'd imagine by now that the Iranians have squirreled it away somewhere, because they're using this as a negotiating chip, I assume. They're sort of saying, well, look, we've got, whether it's 60, 70, however much it's been enriched, it can still make a dirty bomb. And I have a feeling they want to keep hold of that material. So they've got leverage. They've got the sort of Damocles hanging over the entire world. But like you said, I feel like the initial American strikes were so precise, so carefully thought through, so deliberately targeted at things that did not punish at all the Iranian people, punished the regime, but mainly took away their toys, mainly prevented them from being able to have any sort of military or threat response, which I think is a, you know, amazing move. Why everyone thinks Trump is a warmonger when he's a peacemaker is beyond me. But it's now, like you said, tilting over into that area where there is going to be potentially more collateral damage, and this is coming as well at the same time that a lot of Americans, as is my understanding, don't really want the Iranian war to resume.
Yeah, and you've got the Iranian regime moving a lot of their military shooting and missiles into civilian areas with the idea that we're going to lure you into hitting some of these targets that will likely increase the collateral damage. But again, I think that the idea was that you would hit them hard and rational people would come to the decision. And there have been some in the political and economic structure in Iran who have tried to find an off-ramp. But the IRGC, their fundamentalist, their Ayatollah cult, are adamant that, you know, they'd rather die rather than lose face. And I think that that's, you know, still a big intractable part here. And again, I think you're going to have to hit them again. Militarily, I think that's what Trump is looking at, and hope that can move the dial. The problem is the Iranian people don't have the weapons. They can go protest in the streets. 40, 50,000 people were executed by the regime. So you're not going to see people rushing into the streets waving protest signs rather than guns when the regime can still kill you. So there hasn't been this uprising because, you know, unarmed people don't have much capacity to do anything against an armed government.
Now, what is the significance of Secretary of State Marco Rubio being in India? We can see sort of live footage of him arriving. He's due to have talks with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Why is that so strategically important right now? What sort of things are we expecting them to cover?
You know, I think people need to remember that, like China, there's over 1 billion people in India. So it is a major population center, major economic center. And I think that, you know, while we're focused a lot now on what's going on with Iran and the oil prices, you know, India depends on that oil as well, as do all the nations. And I think making sure that there are the trade processes going on between the U.S. and India. There's been some trade friction between the U.S. And India in the last year. And I think it's to maintain that relationship, you know, not from a military standpoint, but from an economic standpoint. And, you know, man, Rubio's got the job of the administration. No matter what's going on, Marco Rubio is at the center of it. And as you point out, you know, his Cuban heritage has him probably the front guy on trying to resolve something with Cuba as soon as Trump can get something resolved with Russia, Ukraine, Iran, and the Middle East. And then Cuba's kind of third on the list at this point, waiting for Marco Rubio to step in and do something there.
I am so incredibly impressed with Marco Rubio. I really am. I think most people are. He's just, you know, he has come to the fore and is just proving himself to be a brilliant statesman.
Keep in mind that this proves that there are no permanent friends or permanent enemies in Trump world. He and Marco Rubio were at complete odds. He would mock Marco Rubio, little Marco, and now he's his right-hand guy. And again, you know, with all respect to J.D. Vance, the vice president, Marco has a real job. He's able to produce results, and the vice president really doesn't have a lot. He's being charged now with dealing with fraud and waste and abuse. But man, Marco is on the front lines. He's the point of the spear. By the way, one of the funnier stories in the U.S. about what's going to happen with Cuba is the talk of, if the Cuban regime falls, if Raul Castro is removed. By the way, the joke is Raul's 94 years old, which is old unless you're in the U.S. Senate here in the U.S. But the joke is if Cuba falls and the U.S. takes it as a territory or something, they're going to rename it either Mara Lower or Marco Cubio.
Marco Cubio. I love it. I'm here for it. Oh, Steve, I've wanted to talk to you about so much more, but we've actually run out of time. But we're going to have you back next week. We always have you. We can't wait to speak to you again because we blimmin' love you. So I'm just going to say bye, y'all. Bubba.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bless
Bye, Bubba. Oh, there he
Bless
goes.
your
He's amazing, isn't he?
Yes.
Right, I've lost my question.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Tension bed.
Oh,
it's tense because you can't find it. Yeah. When we're past the small Amazon rainforest.
Oh, it's gone. I've lost it. It's all the papers are mad. Right, here we go. By the way, after the break, we are going to be talking travel and weather. There's a lot going on. And the question ties in. Because it is bank holiday, May Day, and as a result, we're going to see festivals and events taking place around the UK. Many of you will be wanting to make travel plans because the weather is good and the fun is to be had. Where am I going? No, it's not that. It's which infamous event is taking place in my home city of Gloucester. If everyone around the world knows it.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. When I say it, you'll know it. People out there will know. So, okay, what am I going to on Monday? What is happening in the great city of Gloucester? It's an age-old tradition that attracts an international audience. People fly from around the world to take part. What is it? We'll let you know just after this.
Welcome to Down the Local, the show that goes from pub to pub across the country, speaking to the punters about the subjects driving us all nuts at the moment.
That's Rachel Reeves, Rachel Thieves, Rachel McCown.
I don't really know Meghan Markle. I know Meghan Markle's from Sinks. That's about it.
I don't know about anyone else, and I don't know where this is going. I have 0% beard, and I feel
Raising the flag, I think, is symptomatic of its desperation.
Is public transport good value for money?
No, it isn't.
You really don't like speaking to people.
Across the UK, on DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
Live on Talk, Alex and Peter being bamboozled by questions.
I love that one. That's my favourite one.
That's our bully again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bully X Factor.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, a few minutes ago, you claimed you were too young for Bullseye.
I never watched it live.
And yet, all of a sudden, you're coming out in one.
Double top for a win. Everybody knows that, a bully special prize. It was a speedboat. They lived in Stoke. It was always the joke.
I don't trust you anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
because Peter Kay does a skit about Bullseye and about how it was very funny that there's two people, they want a fitted kitchen and they didn't live together. How does that work?
Do you know what? You know, if you really want to do a marker of the state of the UK economy, just look at the generation game. Once upon a time, you go on a quiz show. Now you go on something like you've got 200 quid.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, there was a conveyor belt of choice. There were cars and holidays and barbecues, cuddly toys.
Cuddly toys.
Yeah, but look, you know, cost of living crisis.
Yeah.
In recession now, people.
Yeah. Price is Right. It's a very difficult game now because you don't know about inflation.
All I can say is that it's true. All I can say is that, you know, in Gloucester, we're used to hardship, which is why we have an annual event that's gone back centuries, because, yeah, we know what starvation looks like. We'd risk our lives to get some food.
Yeah. Is it the cheese rolling thing?
It's the cheese roll!
Is that what it is? I didn't know if it had a particular name, but I know
it's just got the cheese roll.
I thought they banned it.
Oh, yeah, but like,
right, they still do it anyway,
people in Gloucester are, oh, sorry, health and safety says we can't break our spines running down Cooper's Hill after some single Gloucester.
Down the hill.
It's like, no, we're still doing it anyway. But what's really nice, I've been doing my research, my logistics, got to be up early, and all the local sort of car parks that belong to various pubs, hotels, say, like, OK, people can come and park here. £10 is charged per car because a load of people, but all that money goes to charities in Gloucester.
That's good. I like that.
Nice?
That's really nice. I like it when, you know, that kind of thing happens.
I'm going to try and wargame how I park and how to beat the congestion.
All right.
Which a lot of
I thought
people,
you meant how you're going to wargame the cheese roll.
I'm not doing it. I'm not actually doing the cheese roll. But a lot of people will be thinking that this bank holiday weekend, and we got you covered because, see, I was doing a segue.
Oh, well done.
I know.
Well done. Bravo.
Because we're joined now by the brilliant, the wonderful, national treasure, guru of roads, rail and air, Mr. Simon Calder. Hello, Simon. How are you?
Oh, my goodness. Very nice to see you. But unfortunately, I've been covering the half-term bank holiday travel misery for thousands of people. I've been at Dover in Kent watching the queues build up and thankfully now subside. But it's been a miserable start to Saturday on the busiest day so far this year for people heading to Europe. And guess what? It's all the fault of the entry-exit system, which just isn't working.
So tell us more about the entry-exit system. Is this sort of fingerprint scanning, that sort of thing?
Well, that's the idea. I'll get onto that in a minute. Yes, so the entry-exit system, it's been talked about for a decade. From the 10th of April this year, every country in Europe was supposed to introduce it, exactly as you say. First time you go through that frontier, they are going to take your facial biometric. They're going to take the 4 fingers from your right hand, unless you're lucky enough to be under 12, and fingerprint them. Then on subsequent crossings, it should just be 1 biometric, usually the face, because that's easier. However, you've got 27 different member states all organising this their own way and all employing technology, some of which works brilliantly. Palma de Mallorca, for instance, in Spain, I'm hearing really good things about that. But unfortunately, in other places, such as the port of Dover, it simply isn't working. It's not the fault of the port. They've spent £40 million putting in a system to allow people to be able to register their details and then hop onto the ferry for France. But that's not working. Anybody who's been to Dover, or indeed the Eurotunnel terminal at Folkestone, will know that you go through French passport control before you get on your way to Calais or to Dunkirk. And that's a great thing in the sense that once you're there, you just drive straight off to the beautiful south of France or wherever you're going. But it does mean that queues build up, and they were monumental today. That was because until about 9:30, the French were saying, OK, we don't need to do biometrics. That's not compulsory. What is compulsory is to get all your passport details, Alex. So we're going to get your passport. We're going to make sure that's registered on the system, all of which takes an awful lot longer than them just saying, oh, this is Alex. Yeah, her picture doesn't do her justice. And stamping your passport and away you go. At 9:30, they threw in the entry-exit system towel and they just said, we're going to give up. They invoked Article 9, which allows them to just say, OK, let's go back to pretend it was in the olden days when we used just to stamp passports. That's what they did. And as a result of that, people are now not waiting for hours, although the queues in the town are still quite bad. But the whole of East Kent was kind of slowly seizing up until they did this.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Now, talk to me about roads in the UK, because people will be no doubt taking advantage of the good weather to go see relatives, go to things like the cheese roll. Where are the biting points?
Okay, so everybody's heading to the seaside today. Surprise, surprise. It's been really, really bad on the M5 southbound from Birmingham towards Bristol, and then particularly going on towards Somerset, Devon and Cornwall. Going north on the M6, then there's problems heading off towards Blackpool and indeed the Lakes, because guess what? Everyone wants to be there. The thing is, though, normally the Sunday in the middle of a bank holiday is really quiet because people are going away on the Saturday, coming back on the Monday. But tomorrow you've got rail engineering works, which is getting in the way of hundreds of thousands of football supporters who want to be typically at the other end of England for the last day of the English Premier League. All the matches kick off at 4 o'clock, so there is going to be mayhem. Somebody thought it would be a good idea to invite Manchester United to Brighton on the last day of the season, on exactly the day when there are going to be an awful lot of people who are deciding that they are going to Brighton to go to the seaside, because wouldn't it be lovely, look at the sunshine. And that's going to be replicated across the country. So, I mean, honestly, if you can just go and explore your local area, you will probably be happier.
Oh, Simon, thank you ever so much. You always deliver the sort of apocalyptic travel news with such grace and kindness. That is why you are the most beloved of them all in the United Kingdom.
That's very kind. Cheap and available is what your producer said, but...
Glad you didn't say the same about me. Simon, thank you ever so much. Go forth and spread the news, because that is what you do. Thank you, Simon Calder. Every time. You know, I sit there and I had a sense of joy, because Simon gives you joy.
He does. It's the way he delivers it.
And then when he suddenly went, because I was like, yeah, M5, that's always done. It's always done. Being from the southwest, I know that thing. It's like, yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Sun's out, M5 gone.
The thing I took away from the... Sorry, go on.
But then he's like, and on Sunday, which is normally a fine day to travel, all the railway lines are absolutely messed. And I went, oh, great. Well, there you go. No cheese roll for Alex. I'm just going to have to sleep in the studio. Blimmin' trains.
Yeah, I got to say, the one thing I took away from that is the fact that people are queuing to get out of Dover and not queuing to get into Dover for a change. But no, I mean, it's just this country in general, isn't it? That, you know, we don't think that maybe we shouldn't do rail works in the middle of a bank holiday. I don't understand why we do this. At Christmas, it was infuriating. Trying to get back up north was just impossible. And then also trying to get back down, because the works were going on till like February. I mean, why? I do not understand why we do it like that. It makes no sense to me. And all I can think of is trade unions. That's the only thing I can think of.
It is, because they don't, you know, the workers don't like working.
Yeah.
I can feel it in my waters already. I'm bracing myself. Rail replacement bus.
Oh, the three most terrifying words in the British language. Rail replacement bus.
I saw them earlier when I was walking to Earls Court Station. It was like, oh, they're all there between Earls Court and further. Did you have to have the RRB getting in?
Where?
Here? In here, yeah.
No,
you live further out west than me in London.
Well, yeah, I'm south. I'm Battersea way.
Oh, that's true. For some reason, I had you down as Parsons Nose.
No, I was. I used to be there, and then
well done. Good move, because you dodged the double RB today.
Yeah.
He was.
Do you know that place where you were complaining about near the American Embassy? It's around that way.
I'm one of those in a Chinese-owned spy.
Yes, there's like me and one other person in the building. Yeah.
What, and the rest of the building's just vacant?
Yeah, literally, you walk outside and it's just all the lights are off and everything.
Can you check if your key works in other doors? Because hotels in London are expensive.
Well, you see, people get annoyed if it does work, and then you suddenly walk into someone's house.
Well, can't you just sort of like listen?
Yeah,
spy.
But no, yeah.
Right, let's do some messages. So apparently, attempting to pronounce a foreign word by matching its authentic original accent and phonemes, it's called foreignization.
Oh, right, okay. I thought it was a more complex word than
Stuart
that.
in the Cotswolds.
Yes, I knew there was a term for it. I thought it was more complex than that, but yeah.
What is the word? We're doing an extra quiz now. Quiz. What is the word for words that sound like noises?
That says...
I know, because I know it,
No.
Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
There you are.
Yeah.
And apparently, Tuti Akia did the same...
Yes, onomatopoeia. Yeah.
Tuti Akia did the same when pronouncing Turkey.
Turkey.
Well, it sounds like Tuti Akia, doesn't it? That sounds interesting.
Well, that's the actual name for Turkey now. It's
I know, but I don't like it. I've got my old neighbours are Turkish. They say Turkey.
Yeah.
No one. This is not adopted. It's a bit like when India came up with that wild idea of changing their name to Bharat.
Yeah, and everyone went, No.
Everyone's like, that just sounds like a newsagent.
Yeah, I kind of feel like everybody who, does the atlas went, no, we've just printed new ones.
It's like, you're called India.
Yeah.
You're called Turkey. You're called it. What's Turkish Airlines now called? Turkish Airlines.
Wouldn't it be funny if because Turkeys don't fly, do they?
I don't know. I've never asked one. I mean, I don't think they do. They seem to have piddly little wings for big body mass.
Yeah, they're
Like,
quite terrifying looking things as well.
Oh, they are. Whenever
My thing
you
with
see
birds,
them all,
I don't like birds. Sorry.
It's funny, isn't it? When it comes to sort of which farm animals that feel fine to eat. Like, if I came into contact with 1 million turkeys in a field, I wouldn't then be like, oh, I don't want Christmas dinner this year. They're really cute. Whereas I live opposite cows, and at the moment, the babies.
Oh, it's the season, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they're so little.
Yeah, right by my parents, it's whenever it's lambing season.
Actually, I can look at them because I don't eat beef. So I get to go and touch on their noses. And I always think I'm sort of accidentally turning them into Wagyu because I pet them all. Hi, tenderising your meat for you.
There you go.
But they're so sweet. They're so beautiful.
Yeah. And delicious.
The Monster Raving Loony Party.
Yeah.
Has been going on since 1982.
Yeah, I knew it's quite an old thing.
And there's been a lot of people asking what is Britishness. Well, for a party called Monster Raving Loony Party to be able to stand in elections, that is a perfect example of Britishness.
Yeah.
I tend to agree.
Well, one of the very few people in the world that actually have elections. Most people don't. People forget that.
I want stats on that. I want to know what percentage of the world doesn't have elections now. I mean, to be fair, a lot of them that do have elections, they're all
aren't
just
really
cooked
elections.
anyway.
Yeah.
That's sort of...
That's what they call a managed democracy.
Oh, state-owned North West Railways are on strike as well.
Oh, no.
Another shambles of mismanagement by the government. So GWR, my train line, has become morphing into this Great British Rail. The liver is grim. It looks like Tesco Extra.
I love the liveries. So therefore it's terrible. The livery is just
GWR
is
the world's most expensive. It's actually the most expensive train line per kilometre in Europe.
That's insanity.
GWR. But at least it's got a nice sort of British racing green livery.
Oh, that's all right then. I like racing green.
They love a lanyard, mind.
Oh, I saw your rants about the lanyard class yesterday.
Lanyardism.
Yeah, lanyardism.
Yeah, guns don't kill people, lanyards do. But it's true. If it wasn't for these lanyards, you wouldn't have all the transing of the kids and the Afghans going around stabbing up wine bottles in Morrison's and all these things. It all begins
with a lanyard.
With a lanyard.
Yeah, I always find one of the most depressing things. My partner is from Milan. It was cheaper for him to fly to Milan than it was to get the train to Stansted.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, I told him, don't tell me that ever again, because it made me insanely angry. But also, that is just insanity.
Stansted Airport.
Yeah. We live closer to Gatwick, but yeah.
That's the jungle, that is. Right.
Tension bed.
Tension bed.
It's just like Pavlov's
So this is when I started running out of news questions again, so I just invented, didn't invent the questions, just threw in random things. So we've got random question. What is the largest organ of the human body by volume?
Volume? It's very loud.
I suppose if you were to get organs and put them all, squish them all up and then... What's the largest? There you are. Right, we're back with that answer and a brilliant segment. So we're welcoming back. Do you remember Mark Christopher Lee, our ufologist?
Oh, it's UFO time,
we loved
isn't
him
it?
so.
Yes,
he's back because all the UFO documents are coming out. There's videos. There's so much to talk about. So he's going to be joining us after this.
across the UK. On DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
Don't be afraid, but it's Alex and Peter on your wireless.
Oh, very Vincent Price.
Who's Vincent Price?
He was the guy who did that voice over the Hammer horror movies, you know. Yeah,
I loved that.
Yeah, that's...
that was really...
Apparently there's always this story that you always used to get him to say very banal things like, you know, could you pass me the salt? It's over there. Because that was his actual voice.
Really? That was amazing.
That was very good. I liked it.
Was that the same? Was that Bully back again, do you reckon, doing a different voice? Or is this new?
That's
material?
new. I think
Is it new?
I don't know.
We don't know anymore.
We don't get told.
Actually, we don't
We just
want
get
to
people
know.
saying our names at us now.
We love a mystery.
We do.
Right, do you want to know? Do you want to demystify what the largest organ in the human body is by volume as such?
See, I always thought it was skin.
Yeah, it is
All right,
skin.
yeah.
Why did you?
Because you confused me with the by volume thing.
Yeah, I mean by.
Because if you just said largest organ in the body, my brain, and I know it's skin,
Well, no,
but
but
because you
that's the
threw me
thing,
with
because
by
it's hard
volume.
to measure the size of skin. You can measure, like,
Yeah.
you know, you could get out some ghoulish Frankensteinian weighing scales and go like liver, boom, heart, boom.
You can do that with skin.
Unravel
It's
the
not a nice thing.
intestine and it stretches halfway
Yeah.
around Wigan
Yeah.
or something.
It's like tennis courts or something.
But
isn't it?
skin is like, you know, so that's why I've gone with volume.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a common
See,
one.
it's one of those things that, you know, skin gets forgotten
Yes,
as an
yeah.
organ. You don't think of skin as an
It's like
organ.
when people say there are 5 senses. There aren't. There are like over 100.
What?
Sense of hunger.
Is this like
Your hunger is a
pronouns?
sense. No, it's what we define
adding
as a
more
sense.
senses.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's lots of internal ones. We mean the ones to detect things. But,
Like the
yeah.
phenomenal
The
senses.
phenomenal, yeah.
Right.
Sense of time, for example.
Don't have much of that. As
See,
Faith's
there-
gone. She's
there-
realised
there
there's
was
no
your
point counting down to advert breaks for me. She's
it
quit.
was a segue.
She's walked. Right. You were going to
I
sing
was
it, and then,
going- and then
the
it's-
first note came out, and you immediately regretted
Yes,
your choice. I saw
did.
it just went.
I
Doom,
kind of
got
forgot where
scared
I
of your
was.
own voice.
I forgot where I was for a moment.
I quite liked it. Just do. Anyway. Of course, the music indicates that we're going to be talking about one of Alex's favourite subjects. Don't know I'm talking about myself in the third person, but I am. Because I am loving all of this UFO disclosure. In fact, I've been down so many rabbit holes on this subject already, I feel like the disclosures are catching up with what I know.
Yeah.
But I am sure that if anyone knows even more, it's Mark Christopher Lee. We love him. Oh, I want to put my glasses on for this, because last time he was wearing something awesome. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Oh, Mark, you're looking a lot more sedate today.
It's nice to see you too.
How are you doing? I operate blind in this. You know, I don't need to see things. I just need to talk. Now, tell us, because there's been a second tranche of UFO files that were released yesterday with descriptions of sightings of orbs, discs, and fireballs. What have we seen that we haven't seen before?
There's some amazing footage on you now. It's out of Close Encounters, and this one here is from Syria, and it shows instant acceleration by this craft. It's like doing impossible speeds and maneuvers. It's like, wow. I mean, it just zips off just like that. We don't have any technology that can do that. And there's so many amazing videos in this batch. It's gone up a level since the last one, and I feel like we're getting closer to President Trump actually stepping up and saying, we are not alone. That's what's happening.
I think you're absolutely right on this. Is there any, are there people out there who are coming up with any plausible explanations for any of this phenomena? Because we were looking at some footage there, and there was a sort of white blobby thing on the screen shaking about, and it did all of a sudden just ping off faster than, you know, the speed of whatever. Whoa, is that video was of an American fighter jet shooting one down, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. They're shooting down a UFO because people say, oh, they're not of defense significance. Well, clearly they are. They shot one down. So, yes, I do think the debunkers are trying to debunk, but they're getting a little bit desperate. And it's the UFO believers that are looking very, very credible. And it's kind of shifting a little bit, I think. But yeah, and these documents and files go back to the Second World War. And there's accounts of US pilots over Europe seeing these Foo Fighters, these plasma balls of light, of energy that are tracking their planes. They can't understand them. And it's like, wow. And these plasma balls are seen also over the ocean more recently in the Persian Gulf, and they're kind of morphing into different shapes. And there's no plausible explanations being given by the debunkers yet.
It's fascinating stuff. Someone said to me, and I kind of didn't know how to answer the question because I am, massively into this topic, and I just say, look, it's real. I just can't. There are too many people, too many credible people. I've watched the testimonies in Congress, and I just think it's got to the stage now that, clinging on to the idea that, well, it's all made up is silly, because you can't have that many people involved in one conspiracy. You just can't. And then someone said to me, well, how come all the video footage is always so fuzzy? And I didn't have an answer. I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, there's one which you played earlier, which is at an airport in Kazakhstan, and that's not fuzzy at all. But most of the videos that we've seen come from, US military planes. And it's their flare cameras, infrared cameras that are picking up these. And this one's amazing. We're seeing now it's a disc, and it almost looks like it's got a hole in the middle. And it's like it's camouflaged, almost kind of like a cloak on it. It's all very Star Trek. But how can we explain that with conventional technology? Wow. I don't think we can. So there's two things going on here. If it is conventional technology, then it's super secret. It's way more advanced than anything we've ever seen, or it's something else. Extraterrestrial, interdimensional, but there's something unexplained in our skies, and we in the UK need to take this more seriously. I get contacted by pilots, servicemen and women that are encountering unknown objects in the sky, but they can't report them for fear of ridicule. So I'm calling on Sir Keir Starmer. We need to release our own UFO files here in the UK.
I mean, Japan are doing that, aren't they, I think? Japan sort of joined this. So this is where it's sort of proving this isn't just American madness. This isn't trying to push Steven Spielberg's latest film coming out 10th of June, I think it is, Disclosure Day. This is real. And, I mean, when people look into this, we know that there are certain phenomena that repeat throughout time. So one is what people call the orbs, which I think is sort of, like you said, in World War II, the Foo Fighters, these sort of balls of light that seem to sort of play around, circling around aeroplanes, dancing with them. But they also seem to have a fascination with airports and nuclear technology. What's going on there?
I know, and you mentioned nuclear technology. There's a lot of files relating to the place called Sandia Base in New Mexico, which is basically the nuclear weapons headquarters in the US. And there's so many sightings that have been reported there. Why? There's always that nuclear connection. Is it possibly extraterrestrials interested in what we're in with this technology which could destroy the planet? I mean, we had in Rendlesham in 1980, that was holding nuclear weapons in the Cold War. And there was obviously a big sighting there, which is still unexplained. And there is still unreleased files by the Ministry of Defence, which, I was told that by Nick Pope, former
may he rest.
Defence, good friend of mine. And so there's definitely unreleased stuff there that we need to see.
We absolutely do. Now, this sort of progresses because people have various theories of these aliens. Is it a natural phenomenon? Is it technology that a country has that they're not sharing with anybody else? There's also theories that it could be something, religious. People say it's demons, it's angels. Well, maybe this is what the Star of Bethlehem was. Maybe it's interception from, divine powers trying to prevent us from blowing up the world. But at the same time, where it gets even more intriguing is reports that people have recovered what is sort of called among ufologists biologics from crash sites, and that there is people in the community, let's say, talk about regular reports of 4 different species of biologics. There could be up to 4 forms of non-human life that have been recovered, that are held somewhere in storage, have been examined, but this hasn't been shared with the world. Tell us about them.
Yeah, that does sound out there to me, but there's credible people that have gone on record saying, there's the grey aliens, there's the Nordic, the tall blonde ones, there's praying mantis, and there's another one I can't quite remember, but there's these 4 species that are apparently interacting with us, which sounds like a science fiction movie. And there may be evidence coming in the next tranche of files and videos, and we're kind of leading up to the big reveal. That's what it feels like to me. But I think it's important with UFOs. They're called unidentified flying objects, or UAPs, which is unidentified anomalous phenomena. we don't know what they are. We have to be humble enough to admit we're looking for answers. We need science to take it seriously. I had a great chat the other day with Professor Avi Loeb from Harvard University.
Oh, he's brilliant. Yeah,
he's brilliant. He's one of the few scientists that's out there taking this, phenomena seriously, and I respect him greatly for that. But we have to admit that we don't know what they are. But I think there's not just one single answer. They're probably extraterrestrial. They're probably highly developed secret technology of our own. Some of them are drones. And there's also possibly interdimensional. This ties in with the religious angels, demons, and things like that. Maybe it's some sort of interdimensional intelligence that sometimes overlaps. We interpret it as angels, demons, but it could be just some sort of life that we just don't understand.
It's funny, isn't it? Because, on my sort of explorations, I've looked into, is it the Hessdalen Lights in Norway, where there's this valley that is riddled with all these orb-like things, and people have come out of all these ideas of how it might be created by certain chemical reactions in fjords and so on, and that there's no conclusion. They can't figure it out at all. And there's scientists sitting there in a research station, and I wonder, the thing is with humans is we tend to think that we know everything, that the science is fixed and that's it. If we can't explain it, it's nonsense and it doesn't exist. Maybe there are things that we just don't even have the vocabulary for, let alone any understanding of physics and the world as far as we need to go to be able to start explaining what these things are.
I think you're absolutely right. We have to be humble enough to admit that they might just be beyond our, intelligence. Sometimes they overlap and communicate with us, but we just don't have the brain capacity to understand what they're telling us. And some people say that some of the crop circles are this intelligence communicating with us. I admit that a lot of crop circles are hoaxes, very good ones. But the weird thing about crop circles, we're just getting into the crop circle season, is that people still experience weird phenomena, electromagnetic effects in the hoax ones. So there's something unusual about.
Yeah, I just find crop circles. There's one that popped up in May in Wiltshire somewhere, which I was like, oh, I want to go see it. But how?
But you go there with electronic equipment or any EMF reader, and you will experience strange phenomena. Is that because Wiltshire is ancient energies and all that, Stonehenge, Avebury Circle? Is that part of it, or is it because it's the big Ministry of Defence area, Salisbury Plain? Is it connected to that? Is it some? I don't know.
Maybe they're all interconnected. Maybe that is why the Neolithics decided to build certain monuments in this area, because there are these phenomena. And then that's when we suddenly went, well, this is a great place to stick our research laboratories like Porton Down. He may well have some of the answers that we're looking for.
Absolutely.
What do you think the play is now from Donald Trump, from the US government here? Because like you said, they're sort of releasing tranches of files. They're putting this stuff into the public domain. One thing that amazes me is how sort of apathetic people seem to be about it. I'm like, this is huge. And then we've got the Spielberg film coming out, which is without doubt, that's not a coincidence. That's got to be deliberately timed. How do you think this is going to unfold? You said at the start of the interview, are we building up to the moment where Donald Trump stands on a dais and tells the entire world we're not alone?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been told by a Washington insider, that the speech is already written. Probably not by him, but by his advisors, and he's been given authority by the Chinese and Russians, because obviously it'd be a massive geopolitical event. And if he was to go solo without permission of the other world leaders, then obviously that would cause trouble. I mean, whether that's true or not, I've been told it is. There is a speech ready to go. Will he give it during the World Cup coming up, in America in July, a big world event? Who knows? I mean, we also have to be aware. I try and ground myself because I get excited. I've been researching UFOs.
Oh, me too.
Years. But I've got a science degree. I try and be rational, skeptical about it. We have to keep our feet on the ground. There's some great evidence in this tranche, but there's no alien bodies and there's no recovered materials that have been shown and scientific analysis and data. That's what we need. And that's what Professor Avi Loeb will tell you. But I do think we're on the verge of a paradigm shift in humanity's future, that we are not alone, and we'll have to get used to that. And there will people still be sticking to the old paradigm because they can't comprehend that there could be other life out there interacting with us.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't. This is the biggest, if that happens, if Donald Trump, I love the idea that maybe that's what he's talking about, Xi Jinping on that visit, behind closed doors.
Why do you think Marco Rubio's on the move?
Right, oh my goodness, it's all like, why are other people just not reporting on this? It's mad. This is the most exciting thing, like you said, a paradigm shift in the whole way we understand humanity, the universe. If this happens, we're living through the most important thing that's ever happened in all of human history. History.
I think it's important also with these files that are being released, people are trying to debunk them, but these are images caught by military personnel and they've been uploaded as unidentified. So you would assume that they've ruled out balloons, flares, things like that, birds.
Right, and like you said, other nations are starting to do the same. They're just joining in disclosure. Oh, Mark, we've got to say goodbye, but my gosh, you're coming back very soon because this topic is far from over, and I love it. And I just, Mark, thank you. Oh my God, I had a bodily sensation there. The idea, because I don't care about the football. But if Trump during the World Cup is
that is a very good point. The world's eyes are on America,
Flipping.
But the geopolitical ramifications of this would be astounding. But the human history element of it.
Everything.
Yeah.
What I hate the most is all those people that are going, shut up. What nonsense. Why are you talking about that? I'm like, do you think it's more likely that we just rumble along? It's almost flat earthist to me.
I think
to sort of go, this is a nonsense. Alex will talk about aliens. What fruit loopery. I'm like, seriously, at some point we are going to know more about the universe because that is what science does. That is what the evolution of knowledge does. We're at that point. Embrace it. Get excited. Have an imagination. But more than anything, look at the materials being put in front of you. People aren't making this up. They're releasing the files. So when you start doing the whole, it's all a nonsense, you become the conspiracy theorist then, not
I agree. I think he was perfectly right when he said it's people who cannot comprehend it, so therefore try to deny it. I think that is a huge factor in all of this, actually, is people don't want to know the answer to are we alone or not. I think people don't want to know that answer, so they'll do anything to debunk it. I love the idea of UFOs and debunkers, though. It's the kind of the Bloods and the Crips kind of situation.
Right.
Tension bed.
In a sort of story arc on the quiz, Andy Burnham was pictured jogging last week. Thankfully, it wasn't Zach Polanski. No one needs to see that run again. We want to know what brands were his shorts, his running shorts. What brand was he sporting? Right, we'll tell you after this.
Welcome to Down the Local, the show that goes from pub to pub across the country, speaking to the punters about the subjects driving us all nuts at the moment.
That's Rachel Reeves, Rachel Thieves, Rachel McCounts.
I don't really know Meghan Markle. I know Meghan Markle from Suits, and that's about it.
I don't know about anyone else, and I don't know where this is going. I have 0% beers, and I feel
raising the flag, I think, is symptomatic of this desperation.
Is public transport good value for money?
No, it isn't.
You really don't like speaking to people.
Across the UK, on DAB+, on YouTube, on your mobile, and on your side. This is Talk.
In a world where nothing makes sense, we bring you Alex Phillips from the home of common sense.
Love that.
Yeah.
See, we sort of, with the whole tension bed game has changed now. We've got these.
Yeah.
I loved that one. These are so good.
Yeah, they're good.
Can you make us a mega mix for the end of the show?
Mega mix.
No, Chekhov says no. Sadly not. Mega Mix for Saturday next week, though.
Mega Mix.
Oh, Tension Bed. What was
Tension
it?
Bed.
What shorts was he wearing?
Oh, I don't know. Nike. I have no idea.
I did give you a clue because I said there's been like a story arc in the quiz.
Cheese? I don't know. I don't know.
Adidas.
Oh,
Adidas.
Oh, there you go.
Adidas.
Yeah, Adidas.
Right, let's just
Yes.
carry on talking about the aliens.
Yes.
Because
the phrase,
my
the
mind is
speech
so
has been
blank.
written.
Because, look, when people go,
smashed
well,
that very
when
hard.
you watch the old Ancient Aliens or whatever, and
Yeah.
there's that guy who comes on with his mad hair and his sort of slightly mad necklace, you sort of think, yeah, whatever. This is good entertainment. And unfortunately, so much of this topic has sort of gone down that avenue of eccentrics. But there are so many people. R.V. Loeb, top astrophysicist at Harvard University. Mark Christopher Lee, a scientist. You know, I interviewed the late Nick Pope, whose job, by the way, was working at the Ministry of Defence, monitoring this stuff for the UK government. In fact, there's a book that's going to be published shortly by one of our KCs, a big barrister, who's gathered as much of the available evidence using FOIs and legally ways as possible. Being published by Penguin. That's coming out if it's not out already on this topic. These are not silly people.
No.
These are not eccentrics and crackpots. These are very real people. The weight of evidence now, when you've had all these testimonials in front of Congress, is all of that a pantomime?
Yeah.
Is Japan releasing files also a pantomime?
That is a huge factor in that. I didn't realise Japan had hopped on this as well.
Got well
I think the fact that other nations are starting to do it as well.
Russia's got the files, we've got files.
It just feel like there is a moment.
There is a moment, and it's coming.
There is something,
And
it's becoming undeniable, the sheer amount of evidence that is now out there.
There are so many ways as well in which things are deliberately done by governments to normalise narratives before they then happen, which is why I think Steven Spielberg, Disclosure Day, out on the 10th of June, and isn't it out everywhere at the same time? Because normally something gets released in America, then in the UK. This is bursting onto cinema screens, so I'd imagine if there's going to be the sort of the speech, it'll be once
Maybe
that's been watched by enough people, or
maybe it's the opening bit to the movie.
What, like the Truman Show? Like we're living in the film?
As in they do the speech and then the movie starts. I'm thinking two things on the same day. Everybody's watching one singular thing.
Oh yeah, but then that'll mean everyone has to be in the cinema at the same time.
Well, I think